right, guys, what is up? Whoop, let's move it that way. What is up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's ABE. ABE. What is up? Holla at your boy. Nah, I'm just trying to stop being cringe. How's everybody doing? We are back. We're back. We're going to try to talk about something else besides Dickers. I mean, I'm sure he'll come up a little bit. We'll talk about Dickers just a teeny, teeny, weeny tad bit here, but we'll talk about some other things. Mostly, I'm going to talk about this Dragon Age stuff. There's a lot of Dragon Age drama going on with Dragon Age, the Veilguard. So I wanted to touch up on it because I didn't make a video about it yet. So, yeah, who do we got in here? We got PKA, we got Charlie Nuclear, we got Killer J Plays, we got PKA, Michael Barrington. How's it going, guys? Good to see you guys here. Welcome. Happy Halloween Eve. We got Halloween tomorrow. I won't be streaming, likely, or maybe. I don't know. I have a bunch of scary games that I fully intended to play on live stream for you guys, but the last few live streams have been so fucking awesome and so full of like a whole bunch of people watching that I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to play a stream and only like 20 people watch. But yeah, I have like a whole bunch of games. I got like fucking 12 games. Got a whole bunch of like scary games. I just got sent Outlast Trials, actually. They sent me a code today. So I think that just came out. They sent me that. What's up, Retro Nuke? How's it going? Because, of course, everybody comes here for the drama, right? So it's not always going to be the hundreds of people watching. We're going to have to get that out of the way. It's not always going to be the hundreds of people watching because of the review tech stuff. What's up, Spawn? So, yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of what's going on. Let me see if we have it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with this Dragon Age game, especially in the world of, like, DEI and wokeness and, like, the top surgery stuff and the pronouns and all the kind of weird stuff that we're seeing about it in the game. There was a little bit of a controversy earlier this week because some of the critic scores came in and there were, like, 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, like, really high-ranking reviews. And I always take this approach of let's wait and see, right? I don't really take critic reviews serious. I tend to try to figure it out for myself, right? I prefer to look at user reviews. So once the user reviews start to come out, once people start to play it, then I take into consideration, okay, am I going to take a look at it? But most of the time I like to try to find out for myself. I like to experience it, play it, figure out for myself. So I never take critic scores for anything, not even movies, especially movies, because a lot of times, a lot of these movies are even worse than the video games. They're even more woke than the fucking video games. So who's coming in right now? We got True Blue, Magic Dude. We got D. We got John Gathercole. We got George Orwell. We got Tommy. We got Jose. What's up, guys? Come on in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make it second nature when you come in here. Always smash that like button. We got a lot of videos that we're going to look at and take a look at as well. And basically just live react to. So I got like SmashJT videos, side scrollers. I got a Melanie Mac video pulled up. And a couple others. So we're going to just react, kind of vibe, and kind of hang out tonight. So yeah, let me get started here. So I got a little bit of a soda. What's up, John Doe? What's up, Charlie? Shout out to all the channel members. I see you guys here in the chat. See you guys in the chat. Shout outs to you. If you're not a channel member yet, hit that join button, or there's like a money sign down below. Also, what's funny is the other day I saw that some channels have the ability to gift channel memberships, and I don't think I have that yet. But as soon as I get that, I'm going to start gifting. You're still waiting for AC Shadows news if Tencent is going to buy out, fire all the woke losers? I think they are. I think Tencent's going to buy it eventually. You're doing your teen's payroll, so you thought you would stop by. Epic Mike hates you. Who's Epic Mike? I have no idea who Epic Mike is. Let's see what these fans have in store for us. All right, so here's something that I saw trending around. I don't know if you guys follow Grummz. very much. But there's this thing going on on Twitter where people are showing this scene from Dragon Age the Veilguard, or Dragon Age the Gale Guard, as somebody in the chat said earlier. I saw it. It was George Orwell. There's like a whole scene apparently where they make you, I guess they lecture you on pronouns and shit. Fucking pronouns. As that one guy, what was that channel? Hill Baby Faces, or whatever the fuck it was. Hill versus Babyface on Twitter or on YouTube. He's all for Starfield. He was like, fucking pronouns. So we're gonna watch this. I haven't even played Dragon Age. I didn't get early access. I'm gonna take a wait and see approach.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Quickness donated
Nice.
$9.99 through Super Chat. To you it's woke, it's getting killer reviewed from a lot of outlets. I think I'd rather just play it myself and not worry about woke BS.
Thank you, Quickness, for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate your money. I think Quickness missed the part of the stream where I said I like to take a wait and see approach, and that I don't trust critic review scores, but people don't rewind or listen or anything like that. Anyways, for the people like Quickness that don't understand the message and they think that I just tune stuff out automatically, that I don't play stuff because I think it's woke, I played Star Wars Outlaws, and I've played other games as well that were reviewed bad or good. As myself, I tend to try to play a little bit of everything. I never automatically tell people don't play a game. I've never told anybody don't play Dragon Age the Veilguard if you watch the content. But once again, we always have somebody in the chat like Quickness who doesn't understand that there's more than one side to a
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Shiva Blaster donated $2 through Super Chat. Quickness is one of RTU's mistresses.
Probably. Thank you so much, Shiva Blaster, as well. So before Quickness came in here and thought he got a gotcha on me, and he also gave me $10, which is awesome. Thanks for the money, honey. I said I don't take critic reviews seriously, and I even tweeted this. I said I will wait and see what the user scores say when they come out, and if they're good, that's valid.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Black Metal Gamer donated $2 through Super Chat. Even if not woke. Cringe Starbucks chick writing.
Especially that, yeah. Even if you take all the wokeness aside, there's lectures about pronouns in it. There's top surgery scars, and Quickness is going to say that it's not woke. That's somebody that's in denial. That's somebody who doesn't understand that there is DEI in this game. But I never said that I wasn't going to play it. And he goes, oh, to you it's woke. To a lot of people it is. But that's what's awesome about real life, is that there's a difference in opinion. Apparently Quickness doesn't understand that. That he can like something and I could choose not to like it. But back to what I was saying, when it comes to reviews, when it comes to movies, television, video games, I like to hear the user scores. I will never, ever fucking take a critic score, because all of the critics, they critically acclaim the stuff that's fucking terrible. Think about all the woke critics that try to say Dustborn and Concord were a 7 out of 10, and then they ranked Dragon Ball Sparking Zero the same. You should never take an IGN score as a credible source, but all of a sudden, because they ranked this game good, IGN matters, right? It's so fucking weird. Like, they're so desperate to get a own on people that are rage bait grifters and people that want to talk with their wallets or people that want to voice their opinion. They don't like when people are outside of the echo chamber. They label that as grifting or rage baiting because you're not in that echo chamber. They think automatically that your opinion is invalid. So I'm going to wait for user scores. If they're good, that's fair. But it doesn't mean that it invalidates bullshit like top surgery scars. It doesn't remove the criticism that this game has had with top surgery scars, this pronoun scene, any of that. It literally doesn't invalidate that, but these people can't understand that. They automatically see that somebody rated it a 9, and then they think that automatically just invalidates all criticism about it. They're all fucking retarded. They're all literally retarded. They're going to take a critic score serious like that? That's stupid. That's how you can tell these people just follow like lemons. So when user scores come out, I'm more inclined for that. But to be like, oh, all the outlets like IGN rated it a 9, like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're suddenly going to fucking think that IGN score fucking matters, or that Eurogamer score matters, or any place that gave you a 10 or a 9 fucking matters, and that it invalidates any of the criticism? That's retarded. That's retarded. Real gamers, yeah, George Orwell said it right here. Real gamers will be able to review it soon, and we'll see it drop to maybe a 5 or 6. And if you go to IMDb or you go to Rotten Tomatoes, it's the same thing with movies. You'll see these movies get critically acclaimed. Oh, they're so good, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll see the user score be small. Get this. Those people that are critics, they're paid to shill for these things. They have backroom deals. They have little plans. They have little special quid pro quo arrangements so that they can get early access. They're early access media. They all do it. I've had Nintendo in the past tell me, hey, here's a game, play it, and this is what you need to say about it. Make sure you say this, and that. Don't be critical. I've had that. All of these professional critics, all the Kotakus, all the IGNs, all everything, they're all told to fucking say nice things. And now you're seeing this rumor where allegedly Dragon Age is basically astroturfing all the review scores and stuff. So it's a real fucking thing. So when the user reviews come out, that's when I'll take the game serious. If they do great, good. But I'm still going to think that all the woke stuff in it is fucking shit. The top surgery stuff is stupid. You're in a fantasy world with dragons and shit, and you want to make top surgery? Why don't you have magic or a potion that could change your sex or something like that? Like why does there have to be some kind of like professional type of political fucking commentary and everything? It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And people that say, well, nobody cares about that. You're right. Nobody cares about it. That's why Dustborn, Concord, Suicide Squad, I mean, even in TVs and movies, Acolyte fucking failed. The MCU's been fucking trash. There's no modern audience. When they say, oh, we're catering to a modern audience, there's no modern audience out there, guys. Does not exist. Does not exist. It doesn't exist. It's all indoctrination. It's all crap that they purposely put so that, they could get some kind of little activism in it. They really don't care about making the games good. And if the game is good, it still has bullshit. And Street Art Rebel said it right here. You guys still think game reviews of IGN ignorant matters? Nope, it don't. And that's why I don't understand. Like, all of a sudden, all these people are like, oh, well, they scored it high. They scored it high. They scored it high. Joji Poji says, what should we do to Mercante after next Tuesday? Say we send her flowers. Chocolates, flowers. Nah, honestly, I'm going to fucking hold off on any shit talk because you're seeing stuff where people's ballots are being fucking set on fire. You're seeing stuff where people are delivering a whole bunch of ballots to the same address and stuff. We're seeing a lot of snaky shit now. David Shen says fake reviews that try to gaslight people into buying the game. All right, so we're going to take a look at this because this is supposedly a cringe scene. I didn't get to make a video about this. Also, I appreciate you guys. I see y'all all here. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. We got Frankie, Street Art, Anthony, Joji, David, George, John, Charlie, Bob. Shout outs to everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And subscribe if you haven't, by the way. We're on the road to 93.2. I think we hit 93.1K. So Grummz put the worst scene in Dragon Age Veilguard just dropped. You could never apologize enough, and you have to do it in just the right way. Dragon Age lectures. That's exactly what we want, right? We want lectures in our fucking video games. We want lectures. That's what we want. That's what we pay for. That is what we fucking pay for. Street Art Rebel says, you guys still think about Mercante? Oh, my wallet definitely loves Alyssa Mercante.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Enrique the Squirrel donated $5 through Super Chat. Bro, the dialogue is trash. They actually used oops in a fantasy setting. Rolling on the floor laughing.
Wow, that's funny, Enrique. Thank you so much. Can I get a hashtag Enrique in the chat? So they got lectures. Says Dragon Age Veilguard lectures you on the right way to apologize for misgendering someone. And it is as cringe, long, and painfully drawn as you would imagine. No, wait, it's worse. People want this. Can somebody tell me? Like, honestly, push 1 in the chat if you want this. Push 2 if you don't. 1 in the chat if you want this shit. 2 if you don't. People actually want this in their video games? We got 3s. Let's see who's going to be the one that hits 1. Let's see who hits 1. There's always going to be somebody that hits 1, and we're going to fucking shame them. Ninja put an F. Aunt Jemima put 1, of course. Of course Aunt Jemima put a 1. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and watch this. We're going to watch this scene. Herb Kush said 1. Just kidding, 2. Future lectures will come in the form of DLC. All right, so let's watch this. I honestly haven't seen this yet. I have not seen this yet, so this is gonna be my first time. All right.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They.
Ah, shit. So they caught themselves. Also, by the way, I heard rumor that EA and BioWare are actually copyright striking people who are posting this video.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Frankie Aponte donated $5 through Super Chat. Sup, I'm intoxicated from weed and Jack and Coke and don't know what planet I'm on, so I decided to send this because reasons.
I could definitely use a Jack and Coke. Can you have another one on me, Frankie? I don't have any Jack here. I have Coke, I don't have weed, and I don't have Jack. So have one on me, please. Now, I've heard their copyright DMCA takedown in anybody. So they're taking this off of Twitter. I don't know if they're striking people on YouTube for showing this. If EA or BioWare come after me for watching this, they're dead. You guys are going to have hell if you guys try to strike me for watching this. So let's go on.
They're still holding it. Sorry.
what are you doing?
Pulling a bar.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
BG Corporation donated $2 through Super Chat. This game is so insulting. Jesus.
Thank you, BG Corporation. I'm ready for it. Mr. What's Up, Yo, says it gets even worse. All right, so let's watch this. Yeah, Dak, exactly.
Oh, okay. A barv.
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crews, not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barv.
Pulling a barv? She's a little baddie, though, I'll tell you that. She has a nice little body.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, I gotta zoom in on this shit. Are these dialogue trees? Hang on. Let me make it fit. That's not what she said. So it says, that's very open-minded. There we go. And something about apologizing. Let me make this fit. Give me a second. I'm going to put it full screen. There we go.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tarsh's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
God, these characters look so bad, guys. Who signed off on this? These guys look like they're reject, like if you go to Mardi Gras and you see, like, people in bad outfits. Like, these guys look like Mardi Gras, like, parade, like, rejects, dude. Like, who signed off on thinking that these clothings and the designs and what these guys look like, and like this is clearly supposed to be a dude, but they made it to where they're like androgynous, where you can't really tell because they made them pretty in the eyes and crap like that. Like how do people sit here and say, "Oh, this looks good. Oh, this is a good design choice, guys. We don't want to offend anybody. Let's keep it this way."
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Like, look, it's like a dude with long hair that's done in the way of a female. She's kind of a little baddie, though, the one on the left. I'm not going to lie.
Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know.
They just want to get the whole thing over. That oops saying sorry. Oh, my God.
Pulling a barf, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me? So they're shaming if you misgender somebody and say, I'm sorry. They're saying that you have to pull a barv or whatever the fuck it is because some people make it dramatic and make it about them. The only people that make it dramatic and about them are the ones that are yelling at GameStop saying, it's ma'am, and throwing over the fucking shit. Like, the people that make a big deal about being misgendered are the ones that make it dramatic. And I'm not going to sit here on fucking eggshells. I don't care if somebody calls me a bigot or hateful or any of that nonsense because I accidentally misgender somebody. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here fucking trying to remember what fucking preferred pronouns you fucking got. Just tell me your fucking name. That's what I do. Just tell me your name. Just tell me your name and I'll just call you your fucking name. All right? Jesus, fuck.
Oh, you know I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose.
Are they really mocking people? Like really? How is that being... I'm rewinding that. How is that being dramatic saying, hey, I didn't mean it. I don't do it on purpose. Like, it's not good enough. And I've seen videos at, like, airports and shit and at the malls and GameStops where people are literally like, yo, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it on purpose. My bad. And then they're the ones throwing the shit fit. They're really mocking. This isn't a fucking fantasy game. Are you telling me this scene is in a fucking fantasy game? And this scene is in it?
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Shiva Blaster donated $2 through Super Chat. We have the Jews at BlackRock to thank for this slop.
Hey, let's be nice to the Jews. Let's be nice to the Jews a little bit. Let's just say we have BlackRock to thank. So let's be nice to the Jews. All right? Let's be nice. But this is woke slop. This is ridiculous. How can, like, Quickness was telling me that this is not woke? Quickness donated $10 on a super chat to say, to you it's woke. To me, I'm not worried about this woke BS. I want to just play the game and whatever, and it got rated high. You know why it got rated? You know why it got rated high? Because all those people that write for the gaming outlets are all into this shit. They're all these people. This is them. They're the ones that write shit like this. All right? They're the ones that write like this. And you can play it all you want. You play it all the fuck you want. But I'm not going to sit here and play a fantasy game with dragons and fucking all sorts of fantasy bullshit and get fucking mocked about real world issues like people misgendering and mocking them because they don't mean it and they're dramatic. They're dramatic for putting this in their fucking games. This is retarded. Like, this is literally the stupidest thing I've seen in a fucking game. Literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a game. And Belladonna hit it right here. It's self-insertion that no one wants to see.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
McKinney Draws donated $10 through Super Chat. I can't take any of what they're saying seriously with that Fortnite-ish art style and facie animations looking straight out of 2005.
Actually, that looks worse than Fortnite style. Some designs on Fortnite, and I hate that I'm defending Fortnite because they have a Kamala Harris map on Fortnite now. It wasn't made or endorsed by Epic, but there's a Kamala Harris map on Fortnite now. This looks terrible. At least some of the Fortnite characters look good. They just added Leatherface. They added Leatherface to the game, and he looks awesome. So This just looks retarded. This looks retarded. It is a self fucking insert. All right, so let's watch the rest of this. We're gonna replay it too. I can't believe what I'm looking at right here. Can't believe what I'm looking at here. The pause on Isabella's face looks awful when you compare Dragon Age 2 Isabella to this version. You realize how hard yeah, wasn't that what I was seeing the other day, like on Twitter? They were showing like Dragon Age 4 and Dragon Age 2, and the one on 2 was like all fucking like super hot and sexualized. Black Metal Gamer says this game is gayer than Concord and Dustborn.
The other reason, some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
That's not what it is. Literally, God. Out of all the fucking problems we have in the world, and I'm not trying to sound like a hateful bigot, and I don't give a fuck if anybody tries to cancel me on this, there's way worse things in the world to fucking worry about than somebody misgendering you. I'm sorry I have to fucking say that, but it's facts.
Oh.
Or at least to the point where you have to put it in a video game. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
And here's my question. Is this a side quest or is this a mandatory like cutscene? Is this like part of the main quest? Could somebody confirm that for me? Is this whole fucking cutscene that we're looking at part of like the main quest? Like this is something that you encounter in the game no matter what, or is this a side quest? Can anybody answer me that? Looks mandatory. What's up, Travis? This is the game's finale. Can you imagine? You beat the game, you play everything, you fucking win, and then at the end they lecture you. Like the last final thing is like a pronoun quiz. Could you imagine that? You wouldn't be surprised if this is mandatory. Scott says it's the final boss. Can't we just have a game? That's what I want to know. Can't we just have a game? Can't we just have a game? No skipping. No, there's something on the bottom that says skip. I see that. Look, thank God it's covered by my face, but let's move my camera real quick. Look. Underneath me, there's a skip. So, thankfully, there's a fucking skip right there. Thankfully. See the bottom right? Thankfully, we have a skip. So, at least they gave us that. But I'm curious if this is a main quest cutscene or if this is like a fucking side quest. Because if it's a side quest, I could give it a little bit of like, okay, whatever. But if it's like oh my God, just look at this fucking cutscene. Look at this character over here on the right. The character on the right over here fucking looks terrible.
And
this guy or it or whatever their fucking stupid pronoun is. Like these people look okay. Even Isabella looks all right. I'd smash, but God damn, look at this fucking
Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barv.
Oh. Okay.
So this game is promoting the idea of pulling a barv, where you have to go punish yourself with push-ups if you misgender somebody, because it shows that you're really fucking sorry about it. I don't know what you mean. I'm getting what I deserve. I'm reacting to a cutscene. You must be punished for misgendering. It's just cringe. It's literally just cringe that they threw this into a thing.
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our...
I'll say this. She got a nice little fucking back when girls have that little, like, that that, you know, that little fucking, it's not a crevice, but that like indent in their back.
Our old members, Barv. Good
Look,
guy,
when she
but
goes
like
down,
most of us.
that, oh my God, nothing sexier than that. I'm gooning over this woke ass game, guys. I'm legit gooning over this woke ass game. But yeah, this right here on a female, oh, that's the sexiest thing in the fucking world. Like that whole like middle back indent down to the fucking ass crack. Oh, Sorry, I'm gooning.
Plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crews, not good for morale, but there's not always time for big drawn-out apologies. So when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barv.
Pulling a bar.
There we go.
And then, you know what? They actually put where you could ask about why don't you just apologize in the game. Like, they really went out of their way to put a dialogue tree that literally lectures and explains misgendering to you. Why? Somebody sat in a fucking writing room and thought this was a good idea.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tarsh's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one.
Oh, so this is... Okay, this is the non-binary character. That explains it all.
One of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes
Because it's ma'am. That's why we can't apologize. Because it's ma'am. That's why.
people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a
Yeah, if somebody's yelling at me for misgendering them, I just want to get the fuck out of it. Like, hey, yo, okay. I'm not even going to apologize anymore. I've never been yelled at for misgendering. I've done it in person a couple times and people just clarify. I guess Texas LGBTQ people are cool as fuck because I've been like he and they go, it's they or she. And then they just stay smiling. They don't get angry. And when I forget, they drop it. They don't even bring it back. Because after that point, they just say, oh, just call me Sarah or call me blah, blah, blah. And then I'll just address them by their name. Which is the easiest thing to fucking do anyway. Like, they're not like, oh, I prefer if you... Like, I've never heard anybody yell at me for preferred pronouns, at least with Texas. So, just saying.
Bob.
Ape and Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
McKinney Draws donated $10 through Super Chat. This has to be written by people who never actually heard a conversation between people in real life. You can't immerse yourself in this fantasy world with writing like this.
You're not wrong, McKinney. It's anything but fantasy. Well, technically it is fantasy because they're wanting to pretend that they're a preferred pronoun. But, I mean, fuck. Like, I'm getting a headache just fucking listening to this. Thank you so much, McKinney. I appreciate it.
Sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get...
Her mouth ain't even fucking moving. Look at this, guys. Watch this. When she talks right here, or they, or whatever their fucking pronoun is. Look, watch. Watch the mouth. It's not even fucking moving. Watch.
And that's the other reason.
Right here.
Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them.
Jesus Christ. I thought fucking Star Wars Outlaws had bad fucking facial animations. Watch.
Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right.
It almost looked like that wasn't the original dialogue of the scene, to be honest, and they just didn't change the animation, that this is different dialogue, and they just put the misgendering stuff on top of it. It almost looked like they were saying something else, right?
Never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Ape and Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Black Metal Gamer donated $2 through Super Chat. This is just Tumblr Dungeons and Dragons.
Tumblr Dungeons and Dragons. I get it. I fucking get it. That's hilarious. Tumblr. I haven't been on Tumblr in forever. I have a Tumblr, but I haven't been on that son of a bitch in ages, guys. I just... Man, why are all these websites like I'm on Discord and Reddit, of course, and Tumblr. Like, I have an account for, like, every single thing. But Tumblr just always had this...
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Sheritard donated $5 through Super Chat. The hot chick says a troon looked better than her in a dress? Major Cope from HomeAware.
Oh, if I had the Review Tech USA sound applause, I would hit it. I mean, you're right, Charizard, on that. The hot chick in the scene that's fucking literally mansplaining about misgendering it said that a troon looked better than her in a dress. I didn't even fucking pick up on that. Let's rewind.
Feels so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay, yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
It's like you screwed up just because you misgendered somebody accidentally, right? There's no redemption there. There's no redemption there, guys. You misgendered somebody, you're in fucking trouble. BioWare, Saltlord Dude says BioWare was too busy pushing their garbage narrative, no time to actually make character animations. So yeah, I'm on Tumblr, Discord, and Reddit, which, by the way, if you guys want to join the Discord, if you push command Discord in the chat, you should be able to access it and get on there. I also want to push my Reddit soon, so like if anybody wants to start doing like video submissions and shit for the Reddit, I think that would be pretty cool. Let me make my oops, shit. My fucking computer started slowing the fuck down. Okay, there we go. Estony says, my head hurts from the bad dialogue and propaganda. That's you're completely right. This is ma'am-splaining, says the curator. So, yeah, let's look at all this shit down here. Madden Savvy is a banger for the most part. If you follow her on X, I like to call it Twitter, but if you follow her on X, right, you barbed on your keyboard. All right, so they put some stuff out here saying, want a quick glimpse into who's responsible for the super quirky and talented writing we've seen so far of Dragon Age Veilguard. What love most about the writing we've seen is that it truly speaks from authentic, self-inserting kind of way that is void of nuance in exchange for low-effort knockoff Marvel humor from someone who substitutes reality for fantasy and fantasy for reality. I mean, on the fucking nail right here. So I think somebody actually sent me this actually in my my DMs the other day. They asked to stay anonymous, but they basically said this person's a lolcow. And it is a self-insert. It's fucking a self-insert. It's a 110% self-insert. And this is Laura Kate Dale Blue Sky. I guess they're at Blue Sky. They said, I just got approval to say this. I worked on Dragon Age of Veilguard. I've been sat on this secret for nearly 4 years, and I'm so excited to finally be able to tell everyone I'm in the credits. Thank you so much to Patrick Weeks for reaching out to get me involved. And here's the next photo. This is where you can tell you win against any of them. Accessibility, Life is Strange, double exposure, queer consultant, access ability, author, WIG awards, journalism impact winner. Where's her fucking pronouns? Did she not have room because she put all her other credentials? I'm surprised they didn't put their fucking pronouns. Fucking pronouns. And here we go. My name is Laura Kate Dale. I'm an author, accessibility and queer representation critic and consultant, video game critic, streamer, and all-around content creator. Below is a thread of my various projects and how you can support my ongoing work. So, self-insert, obviously. And, damn, Savvy just with all the homework. Are we still live? Looks like I'm having some issues. Give me 1 second. We still live? Check, check. All right. Why did YouTube? I fucking hate YouTube, man. I'm getting like the little like yellow, red bullshit. Why do they do that? I'm seeing all this crap. What's up, Hakami? All right, I guess we're good. Let me move that. Maybe it's the wokies trying to shut me up, right? Maybe it's the wokies. Maybe it's the wokies trying to shut me up. They're like, oh, we have to take this guy down, and fucking he's talking about us, and he's going against the grain, right? Maybe it's that. Hopefully it irons itself out. Just refresh if it starts to mess up. Tune on, they said, you're probably wondering who hired this absolutely talented individual who totally isn't pandering. Patrick moved off of Twitter, deleting all his tweets, but he's pretty active on Blue Sky. So Trick is the one that hooked them up, right? Narrative designer who had the ability to hire the above individual is also writing a novel. I'm certain it's absolutely very different from the writing in Veilguard.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Sheritard donated $5 through Super Chat. Laura Kate was the Troon co-host on Jim Sterling's podcast, The Jimquisition, back in the day. Never thought I'd hear that name again.
Oh, so that makes sense. Because somebody was DMing me about it yesterday. So Jimquisition, they were a Troon co-host. All right, so there's a lot of a backstory. I guess there's a rabbit hole with Laura Kate. How many of you guys in the chat are familiar with them? Because I'm honestly not. I'm not familiar with them much at all. This is, in fact, the first time I ever heard of them. The last thing I heard about Jim Sterling was them telling men how to date women or something, or how to properly. I guess they were lecturing like incels or some shit not too long ago. So yeah, basically, she's just exposing the person that hired them, Patrick Weeks. You got to love how they always have the view strictly mine. But if you have any view, if you say any kind of thing, it can't be yours, right? These guys don't have a view strictly mine. None of them do. They're all in their woke echo chamber. Of course, the pronouns. Fucking pronouns. Patrick has some interesting posts. Anyways, these two and a handful others wrote the absolute banger that is Dragon Age. It was so good the Mass Effect team had to come out and say they wouldn't reduce their M rating and actually keep things the way they are instead of deviating this hard on a series. But sure, none of this is forced DEI injection into the game. You lot want to put it in there after all, gleefully even. But oh man, talk about DEI hires. This is a lowering of quality like we've never seen. Please remember the people who made the original.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Sheritard donated $2 through Super Chat. Jim ended up transitioning shortly after.
Yeah. Jim transition. And yeah, somebody just said blue hair. Red flag. It's always the fucking, like, I have glasses, guys. I have glasses, but I don't wear them anymore. You know why? Do you know why I don't wear glasses? Because when I wear my glasses, I look like a liberal fucking cuck when I wear them. Like all these...
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Enrique the Squirrel donated $5 through Super Chat. All these MFS are friends with benefits literally and not.
Yeah, you're right. All of them are friends with benefits. But no, like I literally stopped wearing glasses because I look like a fucking liberal cuck when I fucking wear them. They've all ruined it. They all have the fucking blue hair or colored hair. They all fucking look like cucks. like I'm just like, all right. I'm not trying to be mean, but come on. Anyways, here's some of these posts. Horny dragon books. Get yourself some Horny Dragon books. Do you like super sexy fantasy romance? Would you like to meet the legendary horny dragon? Consort of Fire and Queen of Dreams, just $3.99 each. Read those and want even more horny monsters and badass gods? Pre-order Daughter of Tides. Horny dragon books, guys. And we're the incels? We're the incels. They call anybody that's a rage baiter or right-wing grifter, they call us horny incels, right? They say that we need stuff to goon in our video games. They say that, you know, we get upset when girls in video games are like are not sexualized. Like, oh, you're just mad because you don't have jerk-off material. But meanwhile, they're literally advertising a book as horny dragon books. And what's funny is this is not the first time I've heard of like an actual incel being turned on by dragons. I know this one dude, he literally wears like diapers to get off. Like he literally wears diapers and he's like in love with dragons. Like this is the first time this ain't the first time I've seen this. What is it with LGBTQ people and dragons? Is this a thing? Could somebody in the chat confirm? Like, are queer people, like, horny over dragons? No, this isn't my friend, Ricardo. It's somebody I know. Let's get that right. Ain't no friend of mine. Diapers and dragons. That you love dragons because that's the year of the year you were born. Well, these people are advertising horny dragon books. KitRocha.com. They owe me money. Now, I guess narrative game devs join the conversation on Blue Sky. So I guess they have a Blue Sky group. Tax billionaires into millionaires. Okay. Interesting. Oh, and then she also was given the creative mode some shit because you can't. You guys saw how like your character can't have a fucking donk. They made sure to have top surgery scars, right? They made sure to give top surgery scars, but you can't give your character a fucking fat ass. Can't give your character a fucking fat ass. You gotta be fucking.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Sharitard donated $2 through Super Chat. They're satanic Q-ears.
Thank you, Sharitard. Yeah. So, this is Madden Savvy who wrote that, saying, you know, she's a 108-pound woman who sits for 15 hours a day, not even in her prime here, and you're telling me this is 100% on your bum slider. Explain how this is your most inclusive character creator yet, because I can't even make my skinny bum in the game. I don't get it. Who is this character creator for? Because it certainly wasn't made for me. These sliders do nothing. So they made sure to get, like, troons, right? They made sure to get transgender top surgery scars and shit. And I guess here's... I fell into this rabbit hole of talking about... Madden Savvy's tweets. This wasn't even on my quote-unquote docket right now, but I guess she responded to Large Muffin saying, thinly veiled hatred for trans people yet again. It'd be funny if you actually intended to make any sort of joke, but I guess yourself is enough. And she said, Hall of Fame reply right here. Let me pull it up. How can I make this about something it isn't? Just because I point out the female character's butt slider isn't even bigger than my very small butt. Why do you think this is about trans people? Unless you're telling me every character in the game is supposed to be trans, do you know something I don't? I guess the character creator isn't inclusive at all then. Women not allowed to show how silly this is, I guess. And yes, actually, I'm the butt of the joke. I've been made fun of my whole life for having a small butt. So... I don't know. So now we're going to watch some more some videos. I just wanted to kind of like look on Twitter a little bit, but I have videos to look at and take a look about, because some people, I didn't get to make a video about some of the stuff from today, but a lot of other, I guess, colleagues and people were talking about some of the situation right here. So there's evidently a lot of stuff going on with this. So where was the original post that I had? A second. I'm stuck on a Madden Savvy. Okay, there we go. So we could look at some of these responses. Again, like I said earlier, I'm going to take a wait and see approach for the user scores to come up before I start to play this game. 110%. It's getting pretty fucking slammed. Everybody in the thing is saying whole team should be pulling a bar for the rest of their lives. I watched it and sincerely wish I hadn't. My pronouns are non-binary. I know BioWare will respect my identity and decision not to buy their game. Jesus Christ, how can it get so bad? It's so bad that nobody's talking about what they did to poor Isabella. Like, it's getting fucking flamed. So, yeah. I guess we could watch the SmashJT video about it real quick. He's talking about the reviews for the game, and then we can also touch on. Actually, you know what? Let's watch Melanie Mac first. Shout outs to Melanie Mac. I'm gonna turn
Dragon
down
Age:
just
The
a hair.
Veilguard may be the most gay game of the year, which is saying a lot.
I love how right off the bat she just fucking says it might be the gayest game of the year. After seeing that pronoun scene, I'm 110% convinced it is probably the gayest game of the year.
Considering we've had Concord and Dustborn, one thing's for certain that they all have in common, aside from the degeneracy, is that they all flopped.
Yeah. I will say this. I doubt Dragon Age is going to flop. I bet it will still sell at least 1 million units easily. I'm willing to bet that it will. But Dustborn and Concord were terrible flops.
So let's see what happens with Dragon Age: The Veilguard. But first, I want to show you the cringiest scene.
Okay, so she's going to react to the
I've
same scene
seen
that we just watched.
From this game. Let's just say it involves pronouns. And, yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, 1 million for Dragon Age is not that much. It's not. But for a woke game, that's a fucking home run. that for a fucking woke ass game, that's a fucking home run. That's how sad the fucking bar has been dropped after Concord and Firewalk fucking failed, and after Dustborn and Red Thread Games fucking failed, and after Star Wars Outlaws, which is literally a Star Wars game, fucking failed. It's a Captain Marvel situation. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I will even move my face a little bit for the. Okay, here we go. Because you got to see Tosh to understand. Okay, here. Are you bracing yourselves for the cringe? Because here we go.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding
We're really going to watch this fucking cutscene one more time. I can't believe they fucking put the scene in the game, guys. I can't believe it.
the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Maker's panties.
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
Okay. So if you didn't catch it, which I'm sure you probably did.
Yeah, they had to clarify they.
She called Tosh here, who was a woman, a very large butch woman, but still a woman no less, called her a she, and she's like, oh no, you used the correct biological pronoun. Oops.
I like when Melanie gets like that voice making fun of people like, ooh, oh. Like, she's fucking hilarious, especially on Twitter when she starts using like the faggot word and stuff like that. She's hilarious.
Oops. I mean they. Okay, and it gets worse.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
Yeah, Jay, I
What are you
agree.
doing?
Pulling a barv.
Oh. Okay.
a barv.
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went
Dude, we
side-
all need to go to like GameStop and pull a barv outside of it and start doing like push-ups. Just instead of buying the like act like you're gonna buy the game and then be like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna pull a barv.
sideways a lot. Bad
What's up,
blood among
Adam?
your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big drawn-out apologies. So when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling
So instead of apologizing, you do a quick 10. Imagine doing this in real life. Imagine doing this in real life where somebody fucking gets offended by you, so you do 10 push-ups to show that you're apologized, that you're sorry. Because if you just saying sorry is not enough because they're shaming you for misgendering.
above.
So that barv, that barv that they pulled because, oh, apologies take too long. It took even longer to
I agree,
explain the
Jacob.
barv than it would have been to just say sorry. Not to mention that the apology wasn't warranted in the first place because, hey, you're mad that she didn't play a make-believe game and play along with your fake gender? So firstly, the apology...
Yeah, I agree. It's not your fault if you accidentally misgender somebody. And I don't buy into that having to get yelled at and be shamed and stuff like that. Again, like I said earlier, in Texas, I've had encounters with people where I accidentally misgendered, but they didn't make a big deal. But I'm never going to fucking act scared and get yelled at by a, it's ma'am type. If they got a fucking problem with me, they could walk away. They could fucking walk away.
didn't need to happen. Secondly, pulling a barv, aka just doing some push-ups.
I agree, Doctor. You make a mistake, just say, hey, my bad.
I mean, this isn't boot camp. It's not doing anything.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, honestly, at least everybody's going to get in better shape if they did push-ups, but still, it's fucking cringe. Now, Adam said, the problem is that everyone is buying into their delusions. Stop it and tell them that you will not live in their ideological world. I can't even say it. That's how retarded it is. Yeah, just correct nicely without making a big deal. It's a world of magic. Yes, Dead Bat.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tarsh's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people
No,
say,
because
"Oops,
sorry's not
sorry,"
enough.
and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a bath, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. So
See, it's all spiteful, too, the whole concept of pulling the bar. Oh, you got to make them sweat. You got to make them
Yep.
think of the consequences a little bit more.
the person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry?
Bastard is gendered, is it not, Dead Bat? Didn't they just fuck up in that cutscene by using bastard to describe somebody? She said the bastard looked better in a dress than me, right? She said that bastard looked better in a dress than me. That's literally gendering somebody because a bastard's a son. Wow. So they can't even get their writing right. Because a female can't be a bastard. A female can't be a bastard at all. That's ridiculous. I mean, they fucked up their own cutscene, guys. They fucked up their own cutscene. Damn, Dak. Dak says he'd rather take a 12 gauge to both of his feet, to be honest. Imagine time traveling back in the 80s to show nerds this is what 2024 fantasy will be. Dude, life is fucked now, guys. Push one in the chat if you think life is fucked. People worry about the wrong, stupid fucking things.
Sorry, though.
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I
This is my thing isn't that pulling a barf making it all about you?
Yeah.
Hey, let me create a public spectacle of me doing push-ups so that people will ask questions and I will explain it. This makes no sense at all whatsoever. I don't know what they're trying to do with this, but it makes no sense.
mean it.
The Finest 48 says, or the first 48 game, it says, this doesn't bother me. I could just not play or watch it if I did. Crying ain't going to do nothing to fix the game. Nobody's crying. That's the weird thing about society nowadays. They think that just because you have an opposing opinion or you have a difference of opinion or you're giving your opinion about something that you're crying about it. Because these people nowadays don't know what a conversation is or a dialogue or different perspectives or anything like that. Imagine living in a world where you're not allowed to talk about anything that you don't want to like or talk about. That means reviewing stuff is pointless because if you don't like it, you're not allowed to review it or talk about it. That means if you watched a movie and you don't like it, you can't give an opinion about it. So according to somebody like the First 48 Gaming, we can't sit here and talk about stuff that we don't like because they're taking if you don't like it, just don't watch it, just don't play it thing. Like you're not allowed to give an opinion or a take on something because it's crying. That's weird. It doesn't bother me, but I could say it's cringe all I want. I could say it doesn't belong in gaming all I want. That doesn't invalidate it. And if a IGN or a Eurogamer or whatever wants to rate this as a 9, and let's say the user scores are really high as well. Let's say the user scores are fantastic. Let's say the user scores are mostly 9s. That's great. It's still not going to invalidate my opinion of what I have with the game or any of you guys that don't like it. But it's like, hey, tough shit. I'm giving my opinion.
It right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh.
I still need to find out if this is a main storyline cutscene or if it's a side quest cutscene. That's what I want to know. I want to know if you don't have to even see this scene at all. They can put this garbage in the game, but they can't cry when the majority of gamers refuse to accept it. Exactly. 110%. 110%. And they blame gamers. When stuff fails or when movies fail, they blame the consumers for not wanting to go out there. There's no such thing as a modern audience, guys. There's not. A modern audience doesn't exist because everything that they cater to flops. What's up, Gamer Games? Good to see you. Absolutely, Jake. People are so weak and will accept anything to play or watch their favorite franchise.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barf puts it on the person
Oh,
who's...
Ricardo hit it right here on the dot. A lot of women love to say men can't hold an opinion about women and what they do, but have very strong opinions about what men should do or shouldn't like. And that's that whole brand new bullshit boss lady thing where these girls hate men. They're raised to be independent, strong women, to not respect men, that men aren't their equal. It's all this weird ideology that's planted in their fucking head. Like, they're literally taught to hate men. They're literally taught that all men are enemies. And even some of the woke males, like woke men, hate other men too.
Screwed up. They made the mess. They fix it. Done.
We just had this whole scene about a pronoun. They have the Grummz here posted the transcript here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, these woke writers are terrible.
They're
the
fucking
worst. Woke writers, woke artists, all of it. They are not talented people. And so here you have, there's just this gigantic scene because she didn't call Tosh, who was obviously
All that is just because like they had to force that. That had no bearing on the fucking storyline. They just had to make guys think about it. They had to make a cutscene where one of the characters misgendered somebody else. Why? Why did that need to be in there? Like, out of all the great writing, they didn't need to write it. It literally is a self-insert. They literally took time and they thought, oh, let's have a cutscene where this character misgenders another one and they get lectured about misgendering. If that's not like inserting DEI or inserting woke agendas or fucking bullshit in a game, I don't know what is. Like, this is probably the worst case of it outside of like Dustborn that I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. Like, it had nothing to do with the story. It didn't even contribute anything to the story. This isn't even character building. Yeah, Pokepoppin says it doesn't even help create more attachment to the character. It's actually bad. It's actually bad. It's terrible. Excel Gamer says, I just refuse to live in a world where I need to worry about offending people by honest mistake. Also, I need to punish myself for a mistake I made. Sorry, nobody lives like this in the real world. Yeah, nobody does. It's fucking weird.
obviously a woman, didn't call Tasha they. Didn't play make-believe with the made-up gender. So, time to pull a barf. Time for me to have all eyes on me while I do some push-ups. Because, you know... Oh, it's so cringe. It's so cringe. So many people are just like, oh, it's okay if the game has little gay stuff. I'll just avoid it. You can't avoid it.
And you know what? This isn't even so much that it's gay stuff. This is like a fucking lecture. It's a lecture. Like, I wouldn't even care if a character in the game was gay at all. Or bisexual. But, like, you just had to make that fucking cutscene.
With this game. You cannot avoid it. So here we have Vera Darkshire, the queer consultant who worked on Dragon Age: The Veilguard, has an interesting history as an author, that's for sure. Okay, so there's a ton of queer people working on this. Queer people. People trying to get attention off of all of this fake ideology and demonic ideology.
Great incel meeting. Cody has it right, guys. Incels, stand up right now. Let's go. Incel Nation, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Gross, perverted degeneracy, essentially. So you already have the lead director, which I showed in a couple other videos before. The video before last about this game, who is a man pretending to be a woman. So the lead director is already transgender, aka a dude in a wig. Now you've got this queer consultant, Laura Kate Dale.
Yeah, so she's basically going over everything that we've already said, exposing or showing these people that write about horny dragon books, guys. But we're the incels. Meanwhile, these people are literally selling horny dragon books.
Anyway, they said, I just got approval to say this. I worked on Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I've been sat on this secret for nearly 4 years, and I'm so excited to finally be able to tell everyone I'm in the credits. Thanks so much to Patrick Weeks for reaching out to get me involved.
And you know what's funny about Wokies calling people incels and saying that guys don't know how to talk to women? These people that call you incels because you're a rage baiter or a grifter or right wing, these Wokies, they don't even know what a real woman is. So how are they going to tell you how to talk to a woman? Cody doesn't know what a real woman is. This guy in the chat, Cody, he can't even give you the definition of what a real woman is. He probably thinks men can get pregnant. He probably uses pronouns, and he's calling all of us incels. And he's supporting people who write books about sexy, horny dragons, but we're the incels.
All right, so let's see what he has done. Published 5 books. First book is Things I Learned from Mario's Butt, a series of gaming butt
Look
critiques,
at the stuff they write. Things I learned from Mario's butt. We're the incels, but this is what these writers are writing.
The crowdfunding website Unbound. Second book, a memoir called Uncomfortable Labels: My Life as a Gay Autistic Trans Woman.
That's another book that this person wrote, but we're the incels.
Third book, Gender Euphoria, Stories of Joy from Trans.
You know what, Melody? I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the game. I've never told anybody not to buy it. It doesn't invalidate my opinion or anybody else's opinion. You can enjoy the game all you want, all you like. Go have fun with it. Play it, stream it, make videos about it. That's your opinion. People can choose not to celebrate something or buy something or support something or fuck with something. That's the beauty in it. It's honestly hurting you more than it hurts me for me not to buy it than you to buy it. Like, I'm happy for you if you bought it. I don't care if you bought it. I don't care if somebody enjoys a game because it doesn't invalidate anybody's opinion. What's up, Victor Burns? How's it going?
Non-binary and intersex writers, which is crowdfunded through Unbound and exceeded its funding goal. Oh my goodness. This is just like degeneracy, perversion, perverts. Yep. Like, this is
literally every single thing about this person's writings are all fucking incels. All incels.
Perverted. All of this perverted. Okay? Well, intersex, if that counts as like hermaphrodites, like biological deformities, which is what it is. I mean, it's definitely not to dunk on them. It's a sad situation. But
yeah, in regards to Dragon Age, Victor, I'm waiting for the user reviews to come out. And if the user reviews are solid, that's fair, and I might check the game down the line. I'm not buying it day one. I did play Star Wars Outlaws day one. I'm not going to play this one. I'll probably check Assassin's Creed Shadows day one. This one I could wait. And if the user scores are good, as I said earlier, that's fair. I'll check it out eventually, not day one. So I don't know where this Cody faggot is thinking that I want a game company to fail, because I never said that, and I never told people not to buy it. Apparently, we can't give our opinion. I don't know. But anyways.
Biological deformity. Don't include them in this degenerate, perverted stuff. Please leave them out of it. All right, so fourth book, Who Hunts the Whale? Co-written by wife and being funded. I wonder if the wife is another dude in a wig. I don't know what this, I guess that's just a fictional work. Okay, so the fifth book, Me and My Dysphoria Monster. A book for kids to try to convert them to this perversion. Oh my goodness.
We're incels, but they're writing books to children.
Okay, so this is what happened here. This is some dude who couldn't make it as a regular author, so he wanted to pretend to be a woman and get some attention for dabbling in perversion and get...
That's basically Chris Chan.
...attention from other perverts who are under demonic oppression. So he wrote three just perverted books, okay? Then he's like, hey, now that I've got some sort of portfolio, maybe I can actually just write a story now, you know? And apparently that didn't go well because then he's back to another perverted book. So, I mean, such is the case with many of these perverts, is they can't make it as creatives in their fields doing normal things, so then they just fall deep into, Savvy shared this as well, they fall deep into this perverted lifestyle because it...
Well, that's true, because a lot of this society is catering to them because they're oppressed, protected groups. That's what it is. They couldn't cut it, so they had to oppress themselves so that they get recognized and treated special, right? That's exactly what it is.
It gives them attention. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this man. It gives him attention, and it gives him opportunity in the gaming industry because the gaming industry rewards this stuff because the gaming industry has been hijacked by a bunch of these perverts. And all of this queer demonic ideology has hijacked the gaming industry. So now, whenever there are positions available and jobs available, it's...
They become DEI hires. Like, literally, these companies will hire them. That's exactly what it is.
It's like, hey, they want to find each other. They want to hire other perverts, and they just want to make the industry even more perverted and even more disgusting.
She's right here. She's absolutely fucking right. And it's also the movie industry as well and the television stuff.
Instead of letting video games just be for gamers and be for fun. So not only are they incorporating all this perversion into video games, but they're also making video games more...
I heard about that, Matthew. I heard he got unbanned and then almost immediately he fucking went on a warpath. I'll check it out eventually. Right now we're going to keep it with what I have right here, but definitely interesting. That was in my Discord, actually. Somebody talked about it in my Discord, which if you guys aren't on the Discord, command Discord, you guys could hop in there and take a look. Somebody was talking about it and saying he basically went on a warpath. So, man, Osmond Gold sometimes is pretty cool. I'll tell you that much. What's up, Concert Cruiser? What's up, Word Up Russia?
Dumb. So it's like they dumb it down for the most common denominator, dumb pervert who lives their lives hedonistically on every urge and every physical whim that continues to get more and more degenerate because they keep falling more and more into sin, that and it's never enough, so they keep getting more perverted. So yeah, they're dumb people. Like they've made themselves dumb. If you do not have discipline in your life, you will make yourself stupid. If you just follow...
She's fucking speaking facts. She's speaking facts on all this, guys. And that's the thing, is a lot of people don't want to hear this. A lot of people that are in the industry, a lot of people on Twitter, they get butthurt about her. They say that she's hateful and she's a bigot. They say that about everybody because it's out of the echo chamber. It's wrong thing to them because it's rage bait. They can't fathom, oh, it's a difference of opinion.
Every little whim that you have and every desire you have and every, like, you're going to be a slave to your flesh and you're going to make yourself an idiot. Okay? So that's what has happened here.
What's up, Lord Tyrone? It's going pretty good.
Talk about pulling a barb. How about you pull a barb every time you walk into a woman's restroom, because we don't want you there. How about that? All right. So anyway, yeah. Surprise, surprise, more perverts in the gaming industry, and Dragon Age the Veilguard being definitely one of the more perverted, degenerate, and queer games as of late. I mean, we've seen more of them lately, but still, it's definitely pretty egregious. So as always, it is my hope and prayer that these people find Jesus, and that...
All right, so that's that for that video. The next one that I wanted to check out, we're going to go down this Dragon Age rabbit hole tonight, guys. We're going down this Dragon Age rabbit hole. So I wanted to check out some videos. And then I also had one about Sweet Baby Inc. Because apparently Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Belair, the CEO, was horny for Bowser or something like that. So I think we got that. So we'll go ahead and we'll watch this. Gay people play games. Should they have no representation in gaming? No, they should definitely have it, but they don't need a fucking lecture about how it's terrible that somebody gets misgendered and they have to do push-ups and stuff. Like that cutscene was purposely fucking self-inserted in there for no reason in a fantasy setting. Like, do you need to be represented in every single thing that you do? Like, I don't ever watch a TV show or play a video game and I'm like, oh, this character or these characters in the thing don't represent me. I can't play this. Like, and if the best quality of a character is that they're gay, guess what that means? The writing's bad. If the best thing about a character is, oh, they're gay, they're trans, they're a POC, they're this, that means the character's bad. I'm Hispanic, Cody. Way to assume my ethnicity, Cody. Should I make you apologize for mis-ethnicity labeling me? That's how you guys play the game, all you fucking fruitcake wokies. My last name is Perez. You just assume that I'm not a minority. You stupid fuck. All of you guys are fucking jokes. All of you. You're all jokes. You have to put in your little safe spaces. You have to feel, ooh, I'm soft. I'm soft. Ooh, I'm oppressed. Ooh, life is hard for me. I'm a fucking Mexican, and I will never fucking use that as a fucking excuse for my life and why I'm fucking misgendered or misappropriated and all this. You're a fucking joke. You're clown shoes. Get out of here. Stupid pussy. You don't need to have fucking lecturing in a video game. Just have a gay character without a fucking lecture. Just have a gay character without the lecture. Clown shoes.
It's genuinely tragic to see a video
So
game
we're watching SmashJT's Dragon Age the Veilguard reviews expose extreme Gamergate collusion.
series that's so
It's just one scene. Why so trigger? It's just an opinion of a chat. Why are you so triggered?
many people have fallen in love with over the years fall into the wrong hands and get changed completely to fit a dynamic that matches ideology.
Also, shout outs to SmashJT, by the way. He's crushing it. He's probably going to surpass me in subs within the next month or two. Yes, Cody is the gay hero that they all need. The whole entire LGBTQ community needs Cody to stand up for them. He's the hero that they need. The gay people need him. He's the virtue signaling icon that they need.
In their world.
You're not gay. That's what makes it even more pathetic, because you're literally defending a group of people that you're not. You're not gay, but you're being gay.
And completely changes what you fell in love with in the first place, which is actually exactly what looks like is happening with Dragon Age the Veilguard. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of SmashJT. Dragon Age...
His new studio is the shit, by the way. He's a backyard studio. I need to get one of those set up.
Veilguard reviews have revealed something curious. And it's interesting.
What's up, Patricia?
It's something I spoke of in a previous video about how they were very interesting people that had access to these review codes that they all seem to...
Yeah, so evidently they're astroturfing it. They're only giving certain individuals review codes for this game.
Fit a certain checkbox that EA and BioWare were looking for. And because of that, they got the reviews that they expected out of them. But unfortunately, it doesn't end there. In fact, that was just the tip of...
And again, the game could be great. It could be good. The 9 out of 10 could be fair. It still doesn't invalidate the opinion about the game.
The proverbial iceberg when it comes to Dragon Age the Veilguard review situation. Nearly every review that's coming...
Here's another thing that's weird, is that all the reviews say, return to form. Return to form. It's almost like they're all written with the same cues, bullet points, everything.
Out, at least so far, is parroting the same verbiage.
See, return to form, return to form.
It's the same phrase.
Return to form.
Return to form. Which, on the surface, you could look at that and say, you know, it's a coincidence. It's no big deal. People are looking...
Return to form, return to form.
Too far into this. But then when you see every single review seemingly say the same thing, you have to wonder, why is this happening?
Exactly. Because it's all part of
Hit
the
that
fucking
subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com
collusion.
for the full article breaking down how Dragon Age the Veilguard is actually lifting up the underbelly of Gamergate 2 and exposing it for all to see. What's actually transpiring with these review outlets and how they're all owned by the same handful of companies parroting the same phrases to make sure that they're pushing the agendas of their buddies in the industry. The reviews for Dragon Age the Veilguard are filing in nice and neatly, and something just doesn't feel right. Nearly every review is parroting the same phrase.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting topic, and that shows proof that a lot of these reviewers, especially the critics, the pro ones, you can't fucking trust. You really can't. You really cannot trust them.
A return to form, lavishing praise for BioWare and EA's latest release. But this isn't the case of consensus. No, it's actually coordinated propaganda. And
That's
something
exactly
that
what
got
it
pointed
is.
out by Grummz on Twitter. And I also had a lot of people sharing images with me as well, showing this disturbing trend about how all these review outlets are saying the same exact thing about the game. And it makes you wonder, why is that? For those...
Because they're given bullet points. literally, I've had it in the past with other companies. They give you like a review docket, like a packet. You agree to paperwork. You sign like an NDA, and they tell you points to say. They sometimes even give you a script. I've seen it in the past when I've worked with different companies. I've had all sorts of companies from Nintendo, Activision, Ubisoft, Capcom, you name it, send me stuff in the past. What to say, what not to say, certain dates and things like that. So it's definitely a thing. So it is convenient that everything says return to form, right?
Those of you that aren't familiar with the astroturfing term when it comes to reviews, it's a deceptive practice that involves creating a false impression of widespread support for or opposition to something. The term is a play on words for grassroots on astroturf, implying that the support is fake.
Cody wants to know if Kotaku got paid, like Kotaku has any integrity in this world. Imagine standing up for Kotaku in any form or fashion and thinking that they have any kind of integrity at all.
Or artificial. And that's what a lot of people are seeing right now when it comes to these review scores, that they seem very fake, fabricated. Interestingly curious that they're all exactly the same. And on top of that, according to information coming out of some YouTube channels, BioWare and EA seem to have been handpicking reviewers based on their identity politics and their ideological alignments, heavily favoring those who identify as...
Just without even fucking looking into this person's personal history right here on the character reviewing the game, let me move it, or the person reviewing the game. You just tell, man. That's why I stopped wearing my glasses. They have the glasses, the weird buzz cut, haircut. They're all starting to look the fucking same, honestly. Once you see one Wokey, you see them all.
Trans or non-binary to try and ensure favorable coverage, giving just the codes to people that identify as such, and then leaving everyone else out in the cold saying, yeah, not our problem. We don't think we're going to get a favorable review from you. So you're just not getting a code.
That's what it is with a lot of companies, though, is if you're not going to get favorable reviews, they won't send you a code. It's like that with everything. Nintendo got butthurt when I told my review. When I wrote my review, I wrote about Metroid Prime Federation Force, and I said the game sucked. They got butthurt about it.
YouTuber Fextra has accused BioWare of selectively distributing review codes to ensure higher ratings for Dragon Age the Veilguard. He stated, just think about this for a second. If you're on the EA end and you're trying to manipulate review scores because you want high review scores, what are you going to do? You're going to research press and content creators and what they...
Well, yeah, you basically, you're going to, if you're a company that doesn't want any bad reviews because your game's already in the hot seat, you're going to go and look and vet and see who's exactly saying what and who agrees with what's going on. And basically, you're going to just play it safe so that your game doesn't burn bridges.
They usually give to games score-wise to give you a general idea of how they're going to review their game. Because if you can find out before you give a code to someone what type of score your game's going to get, then you can artificially enhance the overall Metacritic score of your game, at least initially out of the gate. And people that are on the fence thinking, maybe I'll buy this game, I want to wait for the scores, and then you see 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, every reviewer across the board is just praising and glowing reviews of this game. There's no issues at all, it's the greatest game ever, okay? Then the general public that might look at review scores, I know there are some out there that still do this, might look at it and say, well, I guess my decision's made for me, I'm going to go buy this game now. When in reality, they made sure they curtailed all the reviews to only show the good ones. They didn't give any of the codes out to anyone who might...
Only the people that say good things about it get a review. And that's how it is all the time. That's exactly how it is.
Have so much as hinted that they didn't like the direction the game was going. And you pair that with the return to form situation, and it makes a lot more sense. BioWare and EA are seemingly selecting and handpicking the people they want to review this game initially to give it the best.
You know what? I'll go ahead and say this. Every company has a right to vet and pick and choose who they want to review a game or not. They have a right to do it, but there's a strategy behind it with BioWare.
Scores possible, and the people they're selecting are following the people that work on the game and making sure that they're making their masters happy. John Epler, the narrative director for Dragon Age the Veilguard, stated on Blue Sky, "So 5 years ago, when I first rejoined the project as narrative director after a hiatus on Anthem, I was asked my goals for the project. And one of the ones I put was, I want to see the phrase, a triumphant return to form for BioWare in at least one review. Excited to finally mark that goal as done." So the narrative director told all of his buddies in the review industry to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, guys. I rub your backs. I'll give you the review codes. We give you...
That's exactly what it is. It's a quid pro quo thing with these guys. It's been obvious, especially within this last year. Even the games that fail hard, you've seen these outlets shill hard for stuff like Suicide Squad and things like that.
Early access, access media, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, everyone's happy. Let's just keep this good thing going, and the people that don't want to participate, we just won't give them codes, and everyone else will think the game's great. It's a win-win for everyone. Checkpoint Gaming, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a triumphant return to form. PlayStation Universe.
Oh, Mr. Matty fucked up. Mr. Matty fucked up hard. He's probably never going to get another big game free code ever again.
And is without a doubt a return to form for BioWare. Digital Trends, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a return to form for the once lauded RPG studio. IGN Portugal, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a return to form for BioWare. Pure Xbox, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a triumphant return to form for BioWare.
You see that? Like, why are they all saying right at the bat, return to form, return to form? You can't tell me that this is not all exactly what Smash says, a Gamergate collusion. It's a whole bunch of journalists that are fucking probably in a Discord or a group chat working together to shill for this game behind the scenes.
BioWare. And it goes on and on and on. And you gotta wonder, putting two and two together, you got the narrative director putting this out there on Blue Sky saying, hey reviewers, we're going to give you this code early. We just want you to say this thing about it and make sure we get good reviews on it and we're all good, right? Like, it's right out in the open. They're not even hiding it anymore. They're literally publicly saying this is what they're doing. At the heart of this echo chamber is the monopolized media landscape. People are starting to see the patterns that I've been talking about for a while now. Ziff Davis Media, a gigantic conglomerate, controls a massive share of gaming journalism. Under its ownership are Eurogamer, Extreme Tech, GameIndustry.biz, IGN, PC Mag, Rock.
See, all those companies are all together in that. The ones, all those that you just said. So, of course, they're all going to be similar. Let's rewind it.
Gigantic conglomerate controls a massive share of gaming journalism. Under its ownership are Eurogamer, Extreme Tech, GameIndustry.biz,
Eurogamer, IGN, you name it.
IGN, PC Mag, Rock, Paper, Shotgun,
PC Mag,
VG 24/7, and the empire extends even further, as IGN alone owns Outside Xbox, Digital Foundry, and Hookshot, which Hookshot in turn controls Nintendo Life, Push Square, Pure Xbox, and Time Extension. All of these are owned by the same conglomerates. They're all the same arm of the same body.
Exactly. When they're all in on a same company, it's a parent company or it's owned by a conglomerate. That's the thing about these woke journalists and these wokies. They don't admit that they're the ones that are trying to conspire so that they can control the narrative. They won't admit it. They will not admit it. Even if all the evidence is there, they won't admit it.
Parroting the same exact phrases.
What's up,
and I know
M.
a lot
Bison?
of people would think, hey, yeah, this has been happening in media for a while. We all know fake news. We don't trust and listen to anything. But I used to think that was just like Fox News, CNN. You don't really bother listening to them because they're all owned by bigger entities. But it's now come to gaming, and it's been here for a while, and it's becoming more and more prevalent, and they're getting more and more confident pushing it out there like, what are you going to do about it? We own everything. You got to...
That's pretty much what it is. He's right. He's right on the money on that.
Come to one of us if you want information. Effectively, there are only like 2 or 3 real controlling voices in the entire mainstream gaming journalism landscape. And these...
Thank you, Flynn's Nest.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Flynn's Nest donated $1 through Super Chat.
Thank you, Flynn. I appreciate that.
These are the same people that people like Ash Parrish are telling us that we should be trusting because they're tent poles, they're legacy media that you gotta trust because they've been around
Mike
for
Wells,
a while.
how's it going?
So what you want to do is
Ash Parrish is fucking trash, by the way.
you always want to consider your source. You can get your opinions, you can get your hot takes, you can get your video game reviews from wherever you want, I don't care. But when you are consuming news, like what is happening in the gaming world, consider your source and always consider reliable sources.
Zero self-awareness. Zero self-awareness. Consider your source. This person that's a woke activist that cosplays as a journalist is telling you to consider your source. You have wokies that literally want to control the narrative telling you to control your to consider your source.
Your reliable sources are going to be like your big, tentpole legacy media kind of places. I work for The Verge, which is a vertical of Vox Media. There's Polygon, there's IGN, there's GameSpot, there's all these different legacy video game websites that have been around for a very long time that have a vested interest in making sure that the things that they share with you, the things that they write, are up to.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Brian Risso donated $5 through Super Chat. You know what's woke playing COD as a woman. I mean, fellas, am I right? Or when Pokemon gave us the girl to play instead of Ash that was woke AF.
Thank you, Brian, for your $5, and I disagree. Not necessarily playing as a female that makes something woke, which is so funny when people that are actually woke try to use that as an argument. It's not that you're playing as a female that makes something woke. It's when you're having some kind of ideology placed on top of it and force-fed to where it's basically indoctrinated or attempted to be indoctrinated into somebody to where it was purposely put there with the intent of getting that message there. Having a female is not a message. Now, putting something on top of that where, for example, with Star Wars Outlaws, the writer of the game literally said, I loved Han Solo as a little girl, but I couldn't relate to him because he's a man and I'm a girl, so I wanted to make my own female character. That's wokeness there. If they didn't have to fucking put that sob story and activist fucking commentary on top of it, that's the difference. Nobody gave a fuck that you could play as Princess Peach in Mario Brothers 2 because they didn't make a big deal about it.
Journalist.
Resident Evil had fucking Rebecca, Jill, Claire. Nobody cared because they didn't make a big deal. Oh, it's a girl, guys. It's a girl. That's why she's a good character. No, it was just good characters and good writing. So, Brian, thank you for the $5, but your comment is dumb.
Standards.
These media giants exert power over perception, dictating exactly what you hear, how they want you to hear it, and when and what you hear about it, about any major releases. By placing nearly identical articles across their networks of sites, they create an illusion of independent praise that all flows from the same exact source. When one company owns nearly all the mainstream outlets, it isn't surprising at all that every review sounds nearly identical because they all come from the same people.
Like, did they not expect people to think that all these Dragon Age reviews were going to be sounding alike? Like, it all sounds exactly alike. It's using the same verbiage. Did they not think that that would be fucking kind of like sketchy to look at? It is.
And ultimately have the same agenda in mind. And could you imagine working for one of these outlets and doing a quote-unquote review for a game when you know at the end of the day you're not going to get another code, you're not going to have a job secured in the future if you don't do exactly what they tell you to do? How can you give an unbiased, honest review if you've been compromised? Most of what you read and hear isn't independent, but instead controlled content coming from just a few powerful players in the industry.
I'm not sure what it is, man. Like, it's almost like a gaming woke Illuminati. It's almost like a woke gaming Illuminati that wants to protect and control and cry when people are giving their opinion. Like, they're the first that say, like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know, this stuff doesn't matter. Okay, so then why do you get triggered when people are giving an opinion about it? And Akatem 1, what part of, if their user reviews come out and they're good, that's fair, and I'm still going to check the game out, but it doesn't invalidate any of my opinion about what I've said. Do you not understand? Like, these people, like, bless your heart, but anybody that thinks that just because a game is getting good reviews, that means it's immune to any criticism, are idiots. If it's still getting ranked high in the user scores, that's fair. It could be a good game all you want, but the top surgery scars is still fucking cringe. The dialogue and the cutscene with misgendering is still fucking cringe. And it doesn't invalidate that opinion just because a game gets good scores. Nobody said the game is bad because of that.
While people have felt that media in general, for a while, has been working like this on a major level for years, like I said, it's very unfortunate to see it hit in real time the games industry, and it's being exposed for all to see. It's basically straight up Gamergate 2.0 right now, where access media is being proven to get access before anyone else as long...
Yeah, that's the bad thing about access media. That's the bad thing about access media, early access media, is that a lot of it is backroom deals. I've seen it. I've witnessed it.
Is they parrot exactly what the studios are telling them to say. We need to talk about captured gaming journalism and how corrupt it's become. Dragon Age Veilguard is astroturfing articles and reviews now, parroting the lead narrative designer of the game. Look at these reviews and articles that all repeat the same phrase and ask yourself, what is going on? Why would they all repeat the same phrase that the narrative director is asking the reviewers to say in their reviews? Whatever happened to just giving your honest opinion about a game after you play it? John Epler even followed up his previous post saying, this project has been both the greatest privilege and the hard...
Dragon Age only a name. You're right, because all the people that used to work for it that made the franchise great and fantastic are all long gone. It's a shell of its former self.
Hardest dev cycle of my career. To say I'm proud of this team would be an understatement, and to say I'm thrilled at the reviews would be similar. Phew! And it almost comes across like he feels that thankfully the deals they have in place in the back room still work. Ironically, in EA and BioWare's push to get Dragon Age, the Veilguard, the best score possible and make sure the...
No, I'm not playing it. I'm reacting to videos talking about it. We watched Melanie and Mac earlier. We're watching Smash now.
Manipulated public does not see what's happening. The exact opposite is transpiring right now, where people are raising eyebrows and looking around saying, wait a second, the game looks like it's injecting a lot of ideologies that gamers don't want in their fantasy franchise. How come no one's actually calling this out in their reviews? And they dive...
They're not calling it out in the reviews because they're part of the fucking conspiracy. All those people were told not to say anything bad, and they all buy into the DEI nonsense anyway.
A little bit further, just under skin surface, and look and say, oh...
Like, give one sentence about it. None of them have. Not one single one of them said the misgender cutscene was awkward or out of place. When we see user reviews, we'll start to see that.
Because they are individually picking people to make sure they get exactly the words they want to manipulate you into purchasing this game. Don't fall for it. And furthermore, this is something that I would say needs to be investigated by the authorities because it's anything but ethical. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out SmashJT.com for the full article on BioWare and EA's Dragon Age the Veilguard completely exposing the underbelly of Gamergate 2. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing...
Not bad video, not a bad video. Decent take, but no, I hear his point, man. Game of the year, it's definitely checked a lot of boxes. Yeah, usually that's what Game of the Year entails. If it caters, as I spit my cough drop out, it caters to the woke factor, the gay factor. You know, if it's woke, it'll get there, right? Or it has to be artsy fartsy. If it's some artsy fartsy, would get it. My Game of the Year personally was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think that might still win, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I think that'll probably take it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, what else do we got? I guess give me 1 minute. We got a couple other videos that we can react to and talk to. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys haven't hit the like yet on how many likes we got. Let me take a look at it. We got 131 likes. If you guys haven't hit that like, let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's see if we can hit 200. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit that sub button too if we haven't done that. And yeah, the user scores, when the user scores come out, we'll see the truth. When the normies come out there, they're not bought up. They're not part of the fix, you know, the collusion, the journalist mafia. When we see that, we'll see how bad the game really is, right? All right, so I think next we'll watch Stuttering Craig. Shout out to Side Scrollers who made a video called Dragon Age Veilguard, the modern audience strikes again. So this is what we're going to be watching and reacting to right here for a minute. How many of you guys watch Side Scrollers? I used to watch Screw Attack all the time back in the fucking day. All the fucking time back in the day. Big fan of them and stuff. He still don't follow me on Twitter, though. Sometimes he'll DM me and shit. But, Craig, if you're watching this, you got to give me a fucking follow. Give me a fucking follow. True Blue says, don't ask questions, just consume product and be excited for next product. That's exactly what it is. What's up, Megavania? It's been a little minute, dude. How have you been? It's been a little minute since I've seen you. Rageaholic. All right, so let's continue. We're going to watch this. Make sure you hit that sub button if you haven't, guys.
This Dragon Age Veilguard stuff is amazing to watch. And as more people have played it, more and more have come out just about how much the gender ideology is just shoved right down your freaking throat the entire.
Exactly. That's my fucking issue too, man. I don't care if it's there. Just don't shove it. Don't force it. Don't make a specific fucking cutscene that you had to write to put in the middle of the fucking game.
Time you're playing a game about fantasy. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig. Welcome to the
What's up,
Side Scrollers
Tsunomics?
Podcast channel. I'm glad you're here. Let's talk about this. We got a video to share. This is courtesy of Grummz from the video game Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Once again,
Okay,
this is
so
a video game.
he's going to watch the same cutscene again. I guess we can watch it again because every time I watch it, the more cringe and the more just terrible it is when we watch it. So let's watch it.
It's around fantasy, so why not just inject all of it in there?
What's up, JP?
Let's check this out. This is absolutely amazing. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you're new to our channel. Really appreciate that. Let's go. Nothing says modern audience like stopping down for 2 minutes in a fantasy game to get lectured on pronouns.
That's a banger fucking tweet, guys. That is a banger fucking tweet, honestly.
And misgendering. Hey, you bigot. Listen to this.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her
I
other
gotta say this though, Isabella's has a banging fucking body though.
hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
Let's back
So she has to go barf, guys. She has to go do her push-ups.
up really quick. Listen to the story that they're telling. And I'm assuming this is she, Isabella.
Exactly.
Is it she still? I don't know.
I'm not gonna worry about
listen,
misgendering any of these fucking characters, by the way. Fuck them.
She says she in this diatribe.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand.
She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. One minuscule word along the way, which leads to the next 2 minutes.
And here's the funny part. Somebody pointed it out earlier. They call the same character a bastard. Bastard's gendered. That's a masculine, like, term. When you call somebody a bastard, that's for men. So now she corrected herself, or Isabella corrected herself to say they, right? But then they're going to say a bastard. So they fucked up on the writing on here.
Of word vomit.
Maker's panties.
What's up,
I
Dana
was
Timms?
so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a bar.
D says pronouns. Yeah, they make fun of us for the free speech. Well, what about your pronouns?
Oh, okay.
a barv.
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crews, not good for morale, but there's not always time for big drawn-out apologies.
See how they're saying like misgendering is bad blood? Like they're basically inciting people to believe that if they get misgendered, it's a terrible thing when it's really not.
So when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a Barv.
When you screw up and say, hey,
That's exactly what it is.
When you screw up,
When you screw up,
you misgender somebody, that is obviously a woman, and you
Yep.
say, and you don't say they, you must physically punish yourself with 10 push-ups. Physically. I will.
you must punish.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Enrique the Squirrel donated $2 through Super Chat. She straight out made it all about herself, rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, and that's what's funny about it is in this she says, oh, well, people apologize, they're dramatic, and they make the whole thing about themselves instead of the person that they misgendered. She literally made the whole conversation about herself in this cutscene by walking over, doing some fucking push-ups, and explaining it, mansplaining it at that, and making the whole scene about themselves. It's so fucking idiotic. And this is what it looks like in real life, guys. These people, these Wokies don't understand. This is what it looks like in real life. It's this idiotic looking in real life.
Fight you physically if you do not respect her pronouns.
Exactly.
Unreal. This isn't a fantasy game. This girl, she has a fucking pirate hat on and her boob. Like, what are we doing? We need to have push-ups for misgendering because she said she.
I mean, he's speaking the fucking truth here, guys. He's speaking the fucking truth here.
Oh, there we go.
Now, once again, pay attention. There we go. Maybe we should use it. Self-improvement and exercise. Oh, let's talk. You're improving yourself. You're improving yourself by doing this.
Yes, guys, because we all deserve to be fucking shamed.
Saying they, singular person. So that's very open-minded. It's selective.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tasha's back.
Oh, Tash isn't the first non-binary member of the
Ian, that's funny, Ian Maxey.
Lords.
It's bad. This scene is cringe.
That's good. That's great. Let's hear all about him. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Really?
God. Oh.
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants.
There it is. So they made a big deal about misgendering and everything, right? They had to say they or them. And then right here they say bastard. That's literally misgendering. That's literally misgendering.
Ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And
Well, of course you did. Of course they, them did.
Jacob says, this is possibly the worst cutscene I've ever endured in a video game, and I've played a ton of games. I mean, exactly. Exactly. It's terrible. It's a horrible fucking cutscene. Shit. I just closed all of my windows. Hopefully
This Dragon Age
live.
Veilguard stuff.
Hopefully we're still live. Give me a second. Are we still live? Are we live? Did I ever cut out? I didn't cut out, did I? All my windows fucking closed. My computer hated this game so bad that it closed everything fucking down, according to fucking Denatims. Keemstar curse happening. I think what it is I'm fucking running out of memory on my fucking computer, so I've been having issues. And I've been having to delete shit and move shit and all this crap. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to make some space. All right, that should help out a little bit. My computer had an aneurysm. That'd be hilarious. All right, I have to find my spot back on this video. I'm so glad I didn't end the stream, though. I was like, oh, shit. Now it's not finding the fucking window.
Ape and Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Brian Risso donated $10 through Super Chat. Well, 8B, I'm over 40 man, and I'm pissed that game developers make games that I don't like. Pouting IDK what to do when a game comes out, and I don't like it. It's all DEI and genders and inclusive.
I mean, absolutely. Thank you for your $10. Imagine spending $10 to troll when you could just type that in the chat. But you're right. It's definitely a problem. The DEI is a problem, and people who pretend that it's not are ignoring the truth that a lot of people don't like it. But yeah, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me your money. You're paying me to grift. That's great. I love it. And you think that you're winning the chat over? It's awesome. But you're right. It's nobody's pissed, but it is a problem for people to be placing and lecturing and putting bullshit in games that are essentially indoctrinating people. 110%. Now I'm trying to figure out how to get my window back up. Where's it at? Well, that's the window capture device. Give me a second. Did I buy Dragon Age? I did not. I was watching videos reacting to people's videos about it. Give me a second. Let me see if I could just pull this over. Maybe. There we go. All right. That's not what I want. Let me move that. I had to redo my window because everything fucking closed. Pretty annoying. All right, there we go. Got it. All right, everything closed out. My computer hated Dragon Age so much that it just fucking closed out.
Can we coin the phrase "sweet
Somehow all of
Bowser"?
that pales in comparison to the latest uproar that is complete.
Yet, because I have a late a decade video lined up in a minute too. To tell you right there, that's not worth the buy. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's not what I want. Man, why did it move to a different thing now? There we go. Did it? Are the reviews fake? Do we think? Yeah, we're just talking about that a second ago. We're just talking about it. Okay, where were we at on Craig's video? I think we're here, right? All right, technical difficulty is fixed. All right, we're back.
But yes, it's all about them. It's all about the person who made the mistake. They make it all about them.
Yeah.
Because it should be all about you. Gentle they, them. What are we doing? Fantasy game.
It's a fantasy game, and they're putting this fucking bullshit in it. Like, imagine being okay thinking, oh, it's okay. It's a fantasy game.
Dragons. Pirate hats. Scale armor. Pronouns.
Fucking pronouns.
Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose.
And how fucking condescending is that?
It is. It's absolutely like the way they mock. Like, imagine being a full-grown adult and being upset. People like to say, oh, we're 40 and we're upset about a game. Well, imagine being a grown adult and pretending that you're a gender that you're not and getting upset if people misgender you and thinking that's normal. And imagine defending it. Imagine saying that somebody's an idiot and they're over 40 crying about it and you're defending that.
How condescending is that voice? Oh, my God, drives me crazy. Listen to it again because, hey, you're here for torture.
Exactly. Nor said it right. How dare you not like our woke trash? Me.
Dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose.
She's literally making it about herself in this cutscene.
They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess. They fix it. Done.
Midnight ask, what's more of a problem? Woke the IBS in games or games being built around intrusive microtransactions and companies going all digital? It's all a fucking problem. The entire entertainment industry, not just games, but music, movies, everything is bad. With movies and TV, it's streaming services are causing fucking problems because that's basically all digital and microtransactions as well. And then they're both suffering from DEI. Like, everything in entertainment is going to fucking shit because there's corporate people with agendas, there's activists with agendas. Instead of just writing and entertaining people and entertaining your consumers so that you could make money, everybody's in for it for like something else. It's bullshit. And it's getting worse and worse and worse.
So there's that. When you want to play a game about fantasy, dragons, mystical creatures, scale armor, adventure.
Yep.
Dragon Age Veilguard's got you covered. But hey!
Herbal Shenron, I agree. That voice acting was pretty bad, wasn't it?
That doesn't sound like the Dragon Age that I know. Well, this clip comes from Endymion, courtesy of Christina Tasty, who follows me over on X. Thank you very, very, very much for that, Christina. Let's check this out. It says, this clip comes courtesy of Christina Tasty and shows how much BioWare has changed from what Grummz shows in his earlier Dragon Age Veilguard
By the way,
clip.
Endymion fucking has banger tweets and content and videos all the time. They're usually on the head with their inside info. So shout outs to them.
To compare to before. That's the clip that I just showed. The clip this was from Grummz, which I quote tweeted. It says, Sten from Origins outright states women cannot be men. Even confirms women do not fight in the Canary either. Veilguard is propaganda.
So this is from Origins, Dragon Age Origins. And then in Veilguard, they completely flip it and change it to be about misgendering and all their shit.
And created by BioWare, wearing the skin suit of a company we loved. I'm talking to devs who have worked there or still do. Endymion has insiders all over the place. Great channel. Make sure you guys go check it out. And he brings the receipts, which is great. More on my video tomorrow. But no, this is not Dragon Age, and it's sad to see. Let's just see what Dragon Age used to look like in Origins.
Look at
in
this.
Kunadar, Krem would be an Akunathlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
A person is born, Kunari or human or elven or dwarf. He doesn't choose that. The size of his hands, whether he is clever or foolish, the land he comes from, the color of his hair, these are beyond his control. We do not choose, we simply are.
And Kunari. Look at that. Look how times have changed. Look how times have fucking changed. We do not choose, we simply are. And now it's, oh, you're misgendering me. Go barf. Go do 10 push-ups.
I don't treat those accusing people any differently than a real man.
I don't understand. You look like a woman. Why would women ever wish to be men? That makes no sense. Women.
Why would women have a wish to look like men? Like, look how far it's changed since Dragon Age Origins to now. And people are saying that there's no fucking wokeness. That there's no DEI being injected. No ideologies. You're retarded if you don't think there's anything going on.
Not priests, artisans, shopkeepers, or farmers. They don't fight.
In Kunadar.
You know, think about how base that statement is. Why would women want to be men?
Exactly. It's based now. It's based as fuck. But back then, it was just fact. It was just fact.
Right. Well, unfortunately, oftentimes it's men who want to be women, which we're going to get to in just a second, who happen to be the people who write this stuff. Women don't want to be men. Right? We've seen this a lot where people have transitioned and they say, oh, being men is so lonely. It's hard to make friends as a man. Men live differently than women. I don't understand how this has become a controversial statement over the past years. Like I said, you're 18 years old. You do whatever you want to do, right? I can still think you're weird for doing so.
I completely fucking agree. Do what you want, right? But just don't push your fucking shit on people.
And people say, oh, you're homophobic, transphobic. No, you do what you want to do. Here's the thing. I actually have sympathy for you. I have empathy for you. I want to help you, right? Because there's clearly something that's...
See, to a wokey, this idea of having like a different opinion or a different like stance on stuff just blows their fucking little fragile ego. Like they're literally pissed off when they hear people talking like Craig is right now.
Gone on in your brain that some sort of mental health issue, you had some sort of abuse when you were a kid, whatever it may be.
I think it's most likely abuse, and I've seen it in the past with people who've had sexual abuse and shit.
That has led you down this path. And I'm sad. I want to help you. But instead, you get jobs at BioWare.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, let's go to Savvy over here, and let's take a look at this thread she has here. She has a glimpse of the people who are writing who are super quirky and talented, writing for Dragon Age Veilguard. And this was tweeted out yesterday. This is from Laura, Kate, they, them.
So we're gonna speed up a little bit and skip this part because we've already looked at Patrick Weeks and Laura and all that. I'm just gonna look at his closing statement and we'll move on to the next thing.
So what do you expect? These are the people who are writing this game, and it's 100% built around the idea of making their ideologies just shoved into video games. This is what
big ass self inserts, guys.
See, this is how you get 2 minutes of lore breaking, illusion breaking content right in the middle of a game where they're hanging out in a tavern.
All Haven Game says they should have watched Tropic Thunder before they made this game. You never go full retard, man. You don't. You never go full retard.
And you just start getting lectured on gender ideology and pronouns. I don't understand. I don't understand how, look,
I don't either.
Inclusivity, great. Don't shove it in people's throats. Don't put it a 2-minute breakdown in the middle of the game. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. Vote with your wallets.
See, they made that effort to put that cutscene in the middle of the game. In the middle of the game, they made the effort in a fantasy game to have you get lectured about misgendering. It was like that weird scene in Ant-Man Quantumania where the worker ants are there and fucking Hank Pym makes a fucking comment about socialism or something. It's fucking weird.
Don't just talk. Vote with your wallets. That's the best thing that I could possibly say.
Absolutely.
If you're not a fan of this, go out there and don't spend your money. It's harder for companies to take that money from you than it is for you to give them the money. Like I promise you. Vote with your wallets. I've said this before. I think this game is going to do fine. Sell a couple million copies.
Yeah, it's going to do all right. This game's not going to flop, but it is fucking cringe. And that doesn't invalidate anything. Just because the game does well doesn't invalidate any of the opinion. They seem to think that it does, though. Well, the game did good. The game did good, so it's not woke. No, it's still woke.
I don't think it's going to be some blockbuster hit.
Woke doesn't mean that it's going to fail. It just means that it's an opinion. That doesn't invalidate the opinion.
But the reviews on this from the Access Media are good. It's averaging like an 85 over on Metacritic right now. Has some perfect 10s. Has some 60s, right? I'll be interested to see what happens when you get your hands on it.
Yeah.
When gamers get their hands on it.
I'm interested to see what happens with the user scores as well.
Who do want to buy it and then actually go in and play it. And I'm also curious to see if that cutscene is after the 2-hour mark in the game.
I'm interested to see where that cutscene is too. Does anybody know where that cutscene's at? Is it a fucking optional cutscene? Is it early on? Is it in the middle of the game? Where the fuck is this cutscene at? Is what I want to know.
If they waited just long enough before they start beating you over the head with the nonsense, because at 2 hours, if you play the game for 2 hours on Steam, you can 2 hours under, you can get a refund on it. So I would obviously love to hear your thoughts about this.
That's a good fucking point too. You played under 2 hours, you can get a refund. Did they have the balls to put it like in the first hour? That's what I want to know. All right, so the next up I have a Lady Decade video, which shout out to Lady Decade, friend of the channel. We'll watch this in a minute. Back to form, they say. Exactly. People who bought the game and play will surely enjoy the sermon on fucking pronouns. You wouldn't put it past them to make it a part of the main story. Gonna have a lot of disappointment. You're not right. You're not wrong. That's a funny screen cap I have of Lady Decade right here, by the way. I hope she's not like, oh, look at my face. So we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch some Lady Decade here. So her video is called Dragon Age: The Veilguard Drama Has Got Much Worse. And yeah, let's go ahead and watch.
The Dragon Age Veilguard's drama just got even worse. The latest Dragon Age game in all of its misguided glory has unsurprisingly been steeped in
I'm going
controversy.
to go ahead and say this. I love British accents on women, by the way. And I'm not trying to goon or simp because I know she's married and I know Top Hat Gaming guy as well. Shout outs to them. But I just love hearing fucking women talk with that accent.
Prophecy from the get-go. Pre-launch, it alienated fans with laughably unattractive character designs and the clunky insertion of today's modern ideological identity politics.
God, look at those characters, man. That was terrible. That fucking rewind. Where's it at?
The clunky insertion of today's...
Right here. God damn, look how bad these characters fucking look, dude. Jesus Christ. Like, just looking at the character design makes me not want to play it. Like, somebody said it looks like Fortnite. It's worse than Fortnite.
Modern ideological identity politics into a supposedly medieval fantasy world as if players wouldn't notice the immersion-shattering mismatch. Then there's the game itself, barely recognizable to those who loved the original Dragon Age.
Absolutely.
Brian Risso donated $10 through Super Chat. Love you 8BE Heart and Arrow, but the game was rigged when they made a game about Link and called it Zelda Face with symbols on mouth, or when you played Metroid and found out you were playing as Samus Aran. What's next, turning the frogs gay?
Nice. I appreciate that. Love you too, Brian. Thank you for the $10 again. I appreciate that, man. Shout outs to Brian Risso.
Age titles. It veers wildly off course from what made the series popular in the first place, yet somehow all of that pales in comparison to the latest uproar that has completely consumed the internet, as if the developers couldn't help themselves to stir up even more backlash.
I like how she always gets random B-roll in her games, by the way. Anyone who does try it, I recommend EA Plates 15. All right, cool. That's how I played Star Wars Outlaws. I did Ubisoft Plus to play Star Wars Outlaws.
So, let me ask you, what could possibly sink lower than all of this? Well, how about the swirling cesspool of circumstantial evidence and the speculation hinting that EA and BioWare have hit rock bottom,
Boom.
allegedly blocking access to the game for any reviewer they suspect might not shower it with praise.
Good night, Jacob. Thank you for coming by, man.
That's right. Instead of trusting in their product, speculation is spreading like wildfire that they'd rather manipulate who can critique the game, handpicking only those likely to cough up glowing reviews. It's a shameless ploy, limiting access to silence honest critique, as though they actually think censoring dissent.
Yeah, they don't. Again, this is talking about how the reviews are obviously being cherry picked so that all the reviews are good.
Is a substitute for, you know, the truth. So with all that said, join me today as I discuss why this belief is being perpetuated and why such a damning conclusion is already being drawn surrounding this game. I am Lady Decade. Hit that subscribe button, as this is the latest disgusting Dragon Age drama. IGN and other large entertainment media companies, like many independent creators, provide reviews, news, and other content related to video games and films. But here's the problem. Often the public question the integrity of these large...
And nobody should take IGN seriously as a review outlet because they have agendas, guys. They have no credibility.
outlets' game reviews due to perceived conflicts of interest, notably their reliance on advertising revenue from the very game publishers whose products they review. This symbiotic relationship can lead some to suspect that game journalists often skew favourably towards these advertisers to maintain a profitable partnership, rather than...
IGN is finished. They've been finished for a while. They've been cooked, actually. It's a wonder how IGN, Kotaku, Gamer, some of those are like still even in business, to be completely honest.
Providing the unbiased critical analysis that discerning gamers deserve and should be receiving, or, in worst cases, be denied early access to the very media that these sites produce their...
They gave this a 9. Yeah, they gave it a 9. All of a sudden, the company that rated Dragon Ball Sparking Zero a 7, which was the same as Dustborn and Concord, people were taking it serious.
So-called reviews on in the first place. After all, what would access media be without the access part? Thus, for those who cherish journalistic independence and depth over surface-level appeasements, IGN and other corporate news...
IGN is regarded? Why don't you just say retarded? Don't be a pussy. We say retard here.
Science reviews often regularly feel like extended promotional materials rather than rigorous critiques. A compelling case in point is their review of the Veilguard, which, when compared side by side with independent online personalities who have managed to get their hands on the game early, paints a bleak picture regarding the integrity
could afford spending the marketing money on a higher score. You're absolutely right. All that Madden money they just got earlier this year, right?
Corporately produced reviews. YouTubers, on the other hand, unlike game journalists who have sold their souls to the mainstream machine, are unburdened by the heavy yoke of advertiser expectations. Thus, they often deliver...
They're probably terrified about YouTubers and users getting their reviews out. They're probably definitely terrified about it. Like, people that weren't access media are going to start reviewing the game here within the next day or so, and the truth's going to come out. And again, like I said, if it gets scored good, that's fair. But it doesn't invalidate any criticism or opinion about the game. It doesn't.
Insights and critiques that starkly contrast with the glossy optimistic tones and toxic levels of positivity found in more mainstream reviews of AAA games. The huge disparity between the opinions of independent creators on Veilguard and those found in the articles published on large corporate websites not only highlight the potential influence of corporate interests, but also raise serious questions about the credibility of established gaming journalism platforms like IGN. Honestly, the difference in reception to this latest Dragon Age game is insane. However, suppose one were to naively trust the glossy corporate review.
Again, I like how she has random B-roll in all her videos all the time. I guess she has like a subscription to like, what's one of those things? Not Vegas or Premiere or something like that, but you can get like B-roll. I just like it. It gives it like a different touch as opposed to like somebody like me or Smash or whoever talking in their game room or whatever.
Littering Metacritic. In that case, one might be misled into believing this game represents the pinnacle of this year's releases, with numerous major outlets carelessly doling out 9s out of 10s as though they were mere participation trophies.
That's basically the vibe that it gave off. Again, when the user scores come out, if it ranks high, that's fair.
Allow me to put this into perspective. According to IGN's Curious Standards, a 9 out of 10 is deemed exceptional.
So 9 out of 10 according to IGN's deemed exceptional. Keep that in mind. That means it's an exceptional score.
Yet,
Good night,
this
Gamer
is
Games.
the very same outlet that rated Black Myth Wukong a blockbuster hit and fan favorite a mere 8.
So they gave Wukong an 8. Remember that, guys. They gave Wukong an 8.
out of 10, and even more crazily, they had the audacity to give paltry 7s to Sparking Zero and Stellar Blade, both widely acclaimed by the public. It's worth noting that these are the same laughable scores they handed to notoriously bad flops like Dustborn and Concord.
Dustborn and Concord were ranked the same as Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and Stellar Blade.
Are we truly expected to take their evaluations seriously? Irrespective of your personal
Herbal
opinions,
Shenron said
it's
if we all
fortunate-
love it, they'll dislike it. That's been the pattern. That's why I don't buy into like Rotten Tomatoes for movies or TV shows either, because everything that's like a Marvel or a Star Wars that gets rated high gets critics scored low. I believe the critics a lot more.
That once a game hits the public domain, the user review scores generally offer a more trustworthy gauge than the laughable drivel churned out by the shameless corporate mouthpieces masquerading as journalists at these disgraceful news outlets. So it's only a matter of time before the game's real quality gets revealed. Fortunately for you, I can get you huge discounts on many modern video games with some of the highest user reviews.
Oh shit.
But also raise a serious.
Where did I go? Oh, right here.
User review scores will do that for you. In fact, I can get you up to 90% off of thousands of modern, AAA, indie, and retro games, all by using my affiliate links via my pinned comments.
That's her
Grab
brand
some
deal
out of this world's bargains and
advertisement.
support an independent voice like mine simultaneously. Happy shopping. As for Dragon Age Veilguard, user reviews are not in yet as of the time of writing this video, so the only opinions we have to go on are from those who received early reviews.
So when do the user reviews come out? I thought the game was coming out today on Halloween. Am I wrong on that? It's coming out today, right? Halloween? This reminds you of the time IGN fired a writer for giving Kane Lynch a 6 out of 10 because the publisher had spent a bunch of money for ads or something on IGN.
Few copies of the game. What's really crazy is that, as already mentioned, much of the main
I agree, Nix. They're a bad joke now.
Stream has dished out glowing reviews for this one. However, on YouTube, on the other hand, many of the reviews are scathing. The YouTube channel Skill Up, for example, has already amassed over 1 million views on a video bluntly titled, "I do not recommend Dragon Age."
Good on Skill Up. Good on Skill Up for calling it out. Good on Skill Up for calling it out.
While Mr. Matty Plays has also released a scathing review calling it a big disappointment. Both reviews dive deep, each running over 40 minutes.
Yeah, now part of getting ads on the part of paying for ads on big websites like IGN and all that, and even the gaming awards, like they showed it the other day, that's part of your deal. They'll write a good review for you. They'll give you good articles and good coverage in exchange for buying ads on their websites.
Minutes offering more substantial and honest breakdowns of their experience with the game than anything the big corporate publications have managed to churn out, acknowledging that they both put in over 50 hours of...
We got a troll over 40 and mad about a game. Who's mad? If having an opinion that you don't agree with means somebody's mad, then I feel sorry for you, dude. I really do.
Playtime into the title. In contrast, mainstream outlets continue to serve up surface-level, ad-friendly takes.
And also, what does age have to do with any of that? Does that mean everybody that has an opinion about anything that's over 40, whether it's a video game, a TV show, a movie, food, clothing, that their opinion is invalidated? You must be autistic.
Often leaning on the publisher's preferred narrative rather than addressing core issues. But before we even get into the honest critiques these independent creators have made, let's address the elephant in the room. Accusations that the game's publishers have been manipulating access to review codes, handpicking who gets them to inflate
And it's
review
hard to
scores in a
speed up
blatant attempt
somebody
to steer
talking with a British accent because they already talk fast, right? It sounds like it's super fucking fast, but that was just 1.25.
public perception. So let me provide you with some circumstantial evidence of this ghastly practice. This brings us to a video recently uploaded to the YouTube channel Fextra Life, another channel with over 1 million subscribers, with its own dedicated audience sharing many fans with the Dragon Age series.
So I haven't even gotten to
Their
check that
upload
out.
explains why there's no traditional review for the game on their channel. Despite
haven't gotten to check that out. I meant to check that out. So Fextra Life. All right.
Extra Life's long-standing relationship with Dragon Age and BioWare, which spans back to 2014 with their Dragon Age Inquisition wiki and forum preservation efforts.
Yeah, look how cool those character
They
designs
outlined
were.
that their access to the game for review was unexpectedly cut off. It raises huge red flags regarding the transparency and reliability of review access for Dragon Age. Due to their existing relationships with EA and BioWare, they note that they attended a preview event for the Veilguard where they shared positive impressions while noting minor critiques about the story and character models. After releasing their impressions video, which wasn't solely positive, Fextra Life's communication with EA and BioWare was abruptly ceased with the cutoff.
So they said some things that weren't all positive about the last Dragon Age game, and so they basically got cut off from future codes in the past. And that, again, like I said before, that's happened to me. I've had different companies have codes for me, give me games, give me extra privileges, but the second that I dared to say something bad about any game, including Nintendo and Ubisoft, they cut it off. That's how it is with the access media. That's why you can't trust all these professional review outlets. They all do little backroom deals, guys. Even me, who was like a complete nobody, had quid pro quo stuff in some of my other reviews in the past, especially some of the early Nintendo Switch stuff and late Wii U stuff.
Suggesting a possible retaliation for their minor criticisms. This challenged the idea that reviewers can always provide honest feedback without fear of losing access. What
no,
makes
you
the
100%.
situation worse is that Fextra Life...
You 100% lose access if you speak up and say anything bad about these games.
Discovered that they weren't the only ones denied review codes. Other creators like Wolfheart and Luke Stevens, who also attended the preview event, experienced similar exclusion despite providing balanced feedback, suggesting that providing even minor criticism as opposed to blind toxic positivity could have resulted in them all being sidelined. Fextra Life suggests that EA's decision to withhold review codes from selective creators is a tactic aimed at influencing the Veilguard's initial reception. By limiting access to creators likely to produce highly favorable reviews.
Yep, they're going to just pick the people that are going to just do favorable reviews instead. Good stuff only, guys. So that initially when it comes out, it has high scores until the user scores come and fuck everything up. That's coming for companies to do. They all do it. Even movie companies do it.
EA might be trying to establish an early universal positive consensus, encouraging undecided viewers to buy into the hype before more user review scores tarnish the game's reputation.
Yep.
Reviewing many games in the past, Fextra Life draws a parallel to the release of Cyberpunk 2077, where limited early access reviews contributed to an overly positive perception.
Yeah, Cyberpunk. They didn't let anybody not play it on console. They didn't give any console codes for Cyberpunk, and all the critic scores were high. And then when it came out and users were playing it, that game got torn up from the floor up.
That later unraveled when the public encountered game-breaking issues. It really does look like EA is using the same propaganda tactics to manipulate perceptions around their game. Fextra Life goes on to stress the importance of transparency and recommends that the channel's viewers exercise caution, particularly with reviews.
Is this Marvel Avengers gameplay? No, this was Dragon Age, I think the last one, Inquisition, right?
From those who received early access to this game, as the selective distribution of review codes could influence these. The channel suggests that gamers wait for authentic...
When I wrestle Wings, he's not trained. I only wrestle people that are trained to be pro wrestlers. If he does get trained, sure.
Feedback from a broader pool of players, rather than believe the curated narrative that seems to have been constructed around this game using dubious tactics. Despite attempting to control feedback around the game as mentioned earlier, a few independent creators have managed to provide both honest and negative takes regarding the game, such as the YouTube channel Mr. Matty Plays, who...
The whole Matty Plays situation's weird. I still haven't even looked into it. But apparently he broke NDA or some shit. I don't know. I think he'll be okay.
Mentioned earlier. So how, for example, did this one slip through the net? If there was indeed such a net. Well, amongst the 40 minutes burial of the game, Matty mentions that while his full review of the game is scathing, at an earlier date his reaction to the preview of the game was drastically different. Highly positive, in fact. This indeed backs up the theory that the publishers did indeed go out of their way to award review copies to those whom they most believed would shill the title for them. However, when you are dealing with genuinely honest people, just because they like a preview of the game doesn't necessarily mean they will enjoy the real thing. Matty notes,
So in the past, when I did stuff with Ubisoft, like I played Immortals Phoenix Rising, and I played the Prince of Persia Lost Crown game, early access, and I think I played Watch Dogs Legion also. They had like a demo built where not everything was accessible and some of it was streamlined so you can do certain things. They tend to try to put like the best stuff where if you get like an early access gameplay, unless they send you like a actual full game code, if it's like a beta or a early build, they do tend to give you like a prefabricated, cutscene heavy, action oriented type of build.
That, for starters, extended exposure changes perspective. 50 hours is different from just a handful, but it's also due to BioWare and EA's framing of the preview. We played across 5 save files with the game's defined first act. With 2 more acts to go, I walked away hopeful, imagining the heights they could reach in acts 2 and 3. But when I got to the full game, even by the 30th hour, I hadn't reached where my preview ended. I felt misled, seeing only the first third of a 14-part story during the preview, which coloured my initial impressions positively. The reviewer found the story and characters underwhelming, feeling they had lacked depth, pacing, and the classic Dragon Age tone. Matty also felt that gameplay was equally repetitive, with the combat system failing to evolve and the environment being monotonous, evoking memories of criticisms aimed at Dragon Age 2. He confirms that his overall experience felt shallow and unremarkable, lacking the charm and intricacy BioWare fans have come to expect.
You were forced to play FNAF Into the Pit because this year Near Zero good games had come out, turned out to be a great game. You know, I think I got a Steam code for that, but I didn't play it. Somebody sent me a code for it.
His overall feeling was one of sadness and frustration at BioWare's current direction, hoping others might find more enjoyment in the game than they did. Skill Up, one of the other reviews that dunks hard on this game, despised the quality of the writing that can be found within, hilariously commenting that it lacks any nuance or wit or wisdom. It cannot communicate ideas except to say them aloud to the camera. It manufactures petty, unbelievable tension because it doesn't know how to create anything more real, and it's too scared to ever be truly confronting or dark for fear that it might make the audience uncomfortable. Every interaction between the companions feels like
they tore it up
HR is in
good,
the room,
didn't they?
and every interaction led by the main character, Rook, sounds like he's addressing an under-12 soccer team.
Hopefully we won't have to see another BioWare game out this. Well, what's funny was an IGN posted about they started their like blurb with, even if we never get another Dragon Age game, like they started it like they know that this is the last one. That was kind of strange wording, wasn't it, on the tweet? What's up, Robert?
Team before a semi-final, or teaching toddlers how to properly share toys. Essentially, it sounds like your regular AAA, intelligence-insulting, Western-produced game. On the subject of the review code controversy and prominent YouTubers having trouble managing to gain early access to the game, an ex-user by the name of Natalia Sirenova.
So this person, I think, got DMCA striked. I think that's what happened. I loosely saw it, but let's watch.
Demonstrated that she managed to get her hands on a copy. She would gloat that. Guess who got a review code from Dragon Age the Veilguard? BioWare just sold his soul to the devil.
Or is this the person that lied? Oh, yeah. This is the person that lied. They said they were non-binary.
I just had to say I was a non-binary woman and they gave it to me. Get ready for the mega review soon.
No, that's fucking funny. That's hilarious. They said they were non-binary and they gave it to him.
Or tomorrow. Following up on the initial post, after 3 hours of gameplay, Sirenova would note that the game has terrible graphics, boring and monotonous combat.
So this is somebody that was an honest person. Well, not to them, but they were playing it. So I trust user reviews like this. Non-binary. Yep, non-binary.
want to copy God of War, but in a bad way. She declares the game is very linear, the options lead nowhere, false free will. The creator of characters focused on the trans and LGBT.
See, like, why do you gotta focus on trans and LGBT community? Why don't you just make good characters? And if they're gay or if they're fucking lesbian, okay. But that shouldn't be like the big thing about them. It shouldn't be the reason why they're great characters.
Community. The characters move very robotic, they lack animations. The script doesn't make sense, neither do the quests. From one place to another killing bugs. Too much focus on homosexuality, lesbians, drags, race swap everywhere. It's a f***ing piece of garbage as an RPG. Stay away from this game, don't even buy it on sale.
I feel you on that, Bean with Bacon. I feel you immensely on that.
It's a pile of putrefaction created by people who have no idea about video games. Uninstalled already. Your mother. This game will be the tombstone of BioWare.
This game will be the
These
tombstone.
comments are certainly intense and unapologetically harsh, bordering on the extreme. The ex-user's statements may be exaggerated and loaded with abrasive language, but they capture a seed of genuine frustration currently felt across large sections of the gaming community. Yet the abrasive tone
Real
and
Proto Mike says, I mean, it's the best game ever if you've only played one video game ever.
Its language turn what could have been valid points into a rant that risks overshadowing the constructive feedback at its core. But let's be honest, what else can you expect from a platform that used to be Twitter? It's always been a shithole. Harsh.
I love Twitter, and I love that it's a shithole. I start so much shit on Twitter, it's great.
Wording aside, the noticeable inclusion of modern identity politics in Western AAA gaming has become a common critique, with many feeling it disrupts immersion in otherwise fantastical worlds. From the very first reveal, Veilguard raised eyebrows, most notably for making top surgery scars a featured option in the character creator. Quite the bold choice, considering the same character creator doesn't even let players do something as basic as, say,
See you later, Brian.
designing a female character with a curvy physique.
No body at all on that female character.
Clearly, this isn't about offering players a breadth of options, but given that the game's director, Corinne Bush, is a trans woman, the creative direction doesn't come as much of a shock.
That's right. The fucking... They put all their fucking politics into it. That's all they give a fuck about. They self-insert. They put their beliefs, their politics. They don't want anything to do with fantasy.
As a queer trans woman, I have a perspective on games that not everyone has. Dragon Age
Like,
has
who
long
cares
been a place
if your
where
perspective is of a queer trans woman? Why don't you just fucking make a fun game for everybody?
LGBTQIA+ folks can see people like themselves represented respectfully. It's inherently very queer, and is such a rare thing for marginalised communities to have representation where we feel proud and powerful in how we are depicted. It's so deeply meaningful for so many. I often get emotional when I think about what it would have meant for a younger version of myself to see someone like her in a game, and as a hero no less. I hope we can be a safe space for our queer players.
Like, why does a video game need to be a safe space? Why does a video game need to be a safe space for a specific group of people? Just make a game for everybody. Why? Why do you have to cater? Why do you have to feel represented? Why do you have to feel safe? That's so fucking cringe. Where's that Cody guy from earlier? Is he here to fucking virtue signal again?
To know they are not alone, that they are brilliant and worthy, that they are not only welcome, but celebrated. It's almost laughable that a game supposedly championing player choice is so selective about what choice actually means. Apparently, certain preferences are fair game, while others, like the simple ability to give female characters fuller figures, are just too much to handle. Instead, we're treated to a character creator obsessed with top surgery scars, as if that's the ultimate.
The top surgery scar shit's fucking cringe, dude. Super fucking cringe.
Symbol of freedom of expression. Factor in EA and BioWare's cagey handling of review copy distribution, and it's clearer than ever what they really think of freedom in gaming. The restrictive focus,
Mussolini
ironically,
says marginalize is code for play the oppressed victim or we'll try to cancel you. Or what is it? Coddle them.
undermines the very idea of freedom and variety that character customization is supposed to represent. It suggests that some choices are more acceptable or meaningful than others, depending on the personal ideals of the director rather than the preferences of the player base.
Exactly, and that's what happens with fucking movies and TV now is the director makes it all about them. It's all about their experience as a gay or whatever. It's always, oh God, it's fucking cringe.
When a game's creative
and if you
direction
voice it, they ask, "Why are you so mad about it?" No, it's giving an opinion and saying something's cringe is not being mad about it.
is shaped more by the identity of its creators than by the aim to give players an open-ended experience. It can feel less like genuine representation and more like advocacy dressed up as inclusivity. But what else is new in Western gaming? What's really interesting is that although people who identify under various subcategories of the LGBT umbrella remain extreme minorities in gaming, making up only a tiny proportion of our population.
True Blue says, I don't care about the scars personally. It's optional. The fact they talk down to you like a child in the conversation is just way of it. Well, yeah, I agree. It's optional. It's still cringe that it's there, though. And but the conversation's next level. That cutscene's way next level.
Population and, of course, the industry consumer base. They seem much more prevalent working amongst the corporate gaming media landscape than their distributed representation among the broader gaming community. This trend suggests that LGBTQ+ individuals may feel more drawn to roles within media and journalism where they can actively shape narratives and promote their ideologies within the industry, which, while in my opinion not bad, it does provide yet another reason why video games are received so differently by the corporate review sites to the general public.
Yeah, Sidious, it's unfucking real in a fantasy game. Like, what the fuck is that cringe?
For example, in the glowing 9 out of 10 IGN review, Leanna Hafer, the writer behind the piece, praises the game, commenting, "While we've been asked by the devs not to spoil specifically who I am talking about here, as a non-binary person myself..."
Real quick, we have a no spoiler rule of any kind in the chat, guys. I see some of y'all talking spoilers about other stuff. No spoilers, please.
Veilguard includes some of the most authentic representation of coming to terms with gender stuff and having to navigate your family's reaction to it I've seen yet in a game. It doesn't feel like an after-school special or like I'm being pandered to. It's quite well handled, and finding out that the writer for this character is non-binary themselves did not surprise me at all. Obviously, I have no issue with how people choose to identify. However, I have to say that this comment from...
I thought Brian went to bed. I guess he's back. There's nothing wrong with playing as girls in games. If you think that's the problem, you're mistaken what people are complaining about. No spoilers coming from the most spoiled people out there. Spoilers in a movie or a video game or a TV show is not the same as being a spoiled person, extra onions. There's people talking about endgame stuff and what happens with certain characters. That's spoiling something for people.
From the IGN writer is simply off the mark. Themes like this are clearly sprinkled throughout the game as a form of pandering.
The Dodgers win the World Series. Speaking of which, who won the game today? Look that up.
It's that they design games this way to cater to the modern audience, which is, quite frankly, a predatory attempt to pander to every niche out there.
Damn.
Furthermore, considering how much the corporate gaming media eats this stuff up, it's no surprise that
Dodgers
if developers want glowing reviews, they'll pander to this crowd. For example, the journalist has even cited it as being one of the reasons for her positive review, so clearly the pandering has worked perfectly. While there's nothing wrong with pleasing people like this, as widely documented by now, the constant focus on pandering to specific niches often alienates a significant portion of the broader gaming audience. Many consumers feel that these games no longer cater to their tastes or interests, as storylines and characters seem crafted to check boxes rather than to resonate universally.
No, you didn't spoil the World Series for me. That's a sport.
Is an ongoing issue, and this shift can make some players feel sidelined or even dismissed by the industry as games start to feel less like an escape or a form of entertainment and more like a vehicle for social messaging. The results? Long-time fans may grow disenchanted, seeing their preferences overlooked in favour of trends that they don't identify with, ultimately causing them to
No, that's known by now. For decades. That's like... We've seen her in Smash Brothers. With that. Why is everybody turning autistic all of a sudden? Samus literally has been Zero Suit Samus in Smash Brothers. If you don't know that she's a female by now, where the fuck have you been? Everybody and their mother knows that Samus is a fucking female.
Disengage. I, for example, don't even have the option to recreate boobs in this game accurately, but I can have top scar surgery scars. What does this say about the current Western entertainment landscape? Say what you will, but the creative choices made for this game go way beyond trivial gripes about identity ideology being shoehorned in. That's a minor issue in comparison to the access media issue. The potential manipulation over who received review copies and who was...
Definitely the review situation of Dragon Age is obvious that they were selected, which again, it's in their right if they want to control it, but they need to stop pretending that they're not trying to hide something. And the wokies need to admit that access media is shady.
Conveniently left out makes EA and BioWare look, frankly, pretty underhanded. It's almost as if they were more interested in orchestrating a certain narrative than letting the game speak for itself, which doesn't exactly inspire confidence in the quality of the product or their respect for the actual gaming community. Because of all of this, as I pointed out earlier in the video, if we want any real insight into this game, we're just going to have to wait for actual user reviews to roll in. Only then will we finally...
Yeah, when the user reviews come out, we'll see what happens. If they're good, fair, but it's not going to invalidate any opinion. People think it's going to magically wave away the opinion.
Be able to form an opinion on whether this game is remotely worth spending money on, or if it's just another overhyped hollow release that has been provided with artificial credibility through the often disingenuous corporate gaming media landscape. Don't forget, I can get you huge discounts on many modern video games with some of the highest user review scores around. This includes the amazing Metaphor, Space Marines 2, Black Myth, Wukong, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and many more. Don't take my words for it though, these games are great. The user review scores will do that for you. In fact, I can get you up to 90% off of thousands of modern AAA, indie and retro games, all by using my affiliate links in a more personal way, then access my behind...
Alright, so that was Lady Decade's video. Not bad take. I completely agree. Perfect fucking screenshot right there. Hers, Morrigan, right? Morrigan. Perfect screenshot right there. Yeah, it's shady, all the shit they're doing with the reviews and all that. Also, on top of that, the nonsense with that cutscene. That was fucking cringe with that cutscene. So, yeah, I think that was all the videos I had lined up. I had something else about Sweet Baby Inc., but I think we'll check that out a different day. We'll check that out maybe Friday night when I live stream. I don't know yet. But yeah, right now we can just kind of hang out and vibe for a couple minutes and chill. I appreciate all you guys being here. All y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like. Where we at? Where we at on the likes? We're at 164. Do you think we can hit 170, guys? Can we get it?
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass.
Oh, thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Charitard.
Charitard donated $2 through Super Chat. PHA get age cure guard.
What? Forget age queer guard? Forget age queer guard? What? Thank you, Charitard. We're $2 away from $100 for the night on Super Chats, guys. I appreciate that. That's fucking awesome. If anybody wants to make it at an even 100, that would be fucking perfect. I'd appreciate that. Have I seen the price of Suicide Squad on Steam? It's so over. Let me take a look at that. Suicide Squad on Steam. Let's go ahead and go and take a look. It's at 80% off. Wow. Yeah. That game is officially fucking done. That game is officially fucking done. Assassin's Creed Valhalla employed SBI. Yeah, but when Valhalla came out, this DEI bullshit wasn't as prominent as it is in the last couple years. They basically didn't... it wasn't as prominent. It feels like this year they're really trying hard. What's your guess for the user score for Dragon Age when it comes out? I'd probably say 5 or 6. Five or 6, that sounds fair, right? Faggot Age.
8-Bit Eric was there. I wanted to eat his ass. Absolutely.
Sheritard donated $2 through Super Chat. Let's try this again. FA get age C Weirguard.
Thank you, Sheritard. Faggot Age Queerguard. Yes, exactly. No, I think it'll be like a 6, a 5 or 6. To be completely honest, in regards to the user scores, that's the ones that I'm going to take a lot more serious than the ones that we have from critics coming. It's definitely probably going to be review bombed. It's going to be review bombed for sure. I would venture to say. And there's no way that it. I don't trust critic reviews. I do not trust critic reviews at all. We've been burnt too much in the past for critic reviews. We've been lied to in the past with critic reviews. This early access media that these people get, they have no fucking integrity. None. They will lie to you. They will fucking lie to you just so that you could get some kind of like bullshit when it comes to their quid pro quo behind the scenes. They do access media for a reason so that they can get something out of it, whether it's free games, free trips, money, you name it. And they're not necessarily given money. When somebody says somebody's a shill or they're paid, they're given that early access to it. They're given the code. They're given the game. That's payment. Benefits like being invited to conventions or E3 or taking on trips. I've seen all of it. I've seen people get food. Like literally Ubisoft sent me a pizza one time. When I played Far Cry 6, they gave me pizza. They gave me a $100 gift card for pizza. Plus payment, plus a free game. So there's always something for any of these guys. These journalists, these websites, we'll give good coverage of your game if you give us access and if you pay us. You know what I mean? It happens. It's been proven. All these ad spots, the marketing, they're paying for good write-ups. They're paying for good coverage. Even if it's not them directly, it's a marketing team. It's PR behind it. It's all in. The non-binary stuff is great, by the way. No one in the Ubisoft section at that convention. That's great. It's hilarious. Don't forget the free trips. So yeah, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Make sure you check out my videos from today. I had 2 videos come out. I had one talk about Tipster and Review Tech USA, and then the other one was about, I believe, what the fuck was it? Was it a Dragon Age game? Was it a Dragon Age video? Or was it, no, it was about Sweet Baby Inc. It was about a journalist that attacked gamers. Be sure to check them out. And then stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm I have a video or two come out. So make sure you guys go when I upload, check regularly, comment, share, hit the like button. Let's help grow this channel. If you're not subbed yet, sub. Let's grow it. Let's get this big. I'm on the road to 100K. I can't do it without you guys. All right? So I appreciate you guys. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow. I might, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to enjoy Halloween shenanigans tomorrow. So if not, I'll see you guys Friday. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care, and happy Halloween, guys. I appreciate y'all.